The Platinum Dragon!
There to rescue. I need to find a talisman of Bahamut for a village that I left about 3 weeks ago, and I just came into town. I was set to vision to come to the Yawning Portal, and I will find some adventurers to meet up with and adventure with.
Perfect. That checks out. All right, cool.
Nice.
Sorry, I was playing with streaming and I just got it up, so we'll actually have at least some record that this happened.
Nice.
We didn't make this up.
We didn't make it up. There's now going to be evidence.
Oh yeah, no, we totally played that. Yeah. No, but really.
No, really, it happened. Cool. All right. So I guess since you guys are here, so Zoltan, would you go to the Yawning Portal?
Yes.
What drives you to go to the Yawning Portal there, Zoltan?
I'm looking for, and I wasn't told who, but I was given a vision from Bahamut that I will find somebody there that will help me with my quest.
With your quest to bring light into the world.
Then to find a talisman.
Oh, to find a talisman. Okay. And
So I show up, grab a table if there's one available.
yeah, when you walk in pretty much any time of day here, with pretty much it opens at 11, and then the second it opens, it's just like swarmed with adventurers. People are like shoulder to shoulder. It's always packed, 24/7. Pretty much every holiday, every room is booked. And it's just rowdy and it's loud, and there's smoke in the air, and there's people screaming, and there's people getting into fights. But it's all good natured. It's not you get a sense that everyone here is very warm. Everyone has a lot of respect for each other. There's some young adventurers who look a little timid. They don't really know what's going on, and you got like these big grizzled guys who have probably seen too much in their years.
Like covered in scars.
Covered in scars, yeah.
Missing an eye or an ear.
Right. Like these guys have like been to the Tomb of Annihilation and survived.
Oh snap!
Yeah, they're like essentially demigods. Some of them. They're like the adventurers you hope to be one day.
Yes. But we gotta start small.
Yep. So every character you've ever created or every thought of created is all here. They're just hanging out. It's like a multi-dimensional gateway of imagination. And Jin, what would you be doing?
Oh, I decided to stop in see if I could get some work. Picking pockets is all well and fine, but some days are good, some days aren't, and I feel like I need to look for another means of income today. So I'm stopping in for a drink, looking for work.
Sure. So just being here, you don't even need to really ask for work. You'll just hear people at tables, like new adventuring parties kind of getting together, coming up with plans. There's people literally just like trying to recruit people for missions from table to table. One of these individuals is this guy here. His name is going to be Gelester Silvermane. He's going to be that human-looking guy there.
Okay.
Okay. He's got a pleasant enough face, kind of plain, not particularly attractive. And he'll just clamp a hand down on Zoltan's shoulder, which I guessing is heavily armored.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
And he'll just say...
I wouldn't go to an establishment like this without my armor.
Perfect. He would just say, you look like a strapping young lad.
Why, thank you.
Looking for work?
I am looking for some adventurers, yes.
Some adventures? Well,
yes.
You came to the right place.
Excellent. I figured this would be the place. This is where I was sent.
Perfect. So, if you're looking to make some coin, I do have a job for you. Let
Really?
me just look it up here. Have you ever heard of the Lord's Alliance?
Lord's Alliance, I have.
Right. So you could make. Well, you live out in the woods, so you might not necessarily know this. Go ahead and make a history check.
First roll!
First roll!
And it's not a natural 20.
That would have set the mood for the whole campaign.
Let's see. My old eyes. Oh, history. Nothing. Okay, so it's an 8.
All right, so you would know that the Lord's Alliance, even out in the woods, you would know that it is kind of like a government thing. It's got something to do with politics. It's got something to do with all these cities along the coast.
They're a political party.
Yeah. That's pretty much what you know. They're not bad. They're not good. They're just...
What are their aims? What are their goals?
I don't think that Zoltan would know that.
Okay.
It definitely wouldn't. I really wouldn't care that much, really.
So are you interested in helping the Lord's Alliance, good sir?
Possibly. What would we have to do? What would I have to do?
Well, we're looking for someone brave or someone's brave to keep unrest from spreading throughout the city. As you may or may not know, there's a bit of a gang war going on right now in Waterdeep. And
Really?
Yeah, unfortunately. But
I just arrived today, so I'm not really sure what's going on here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all you really need to know. The facts of the matter are that the Dung Sweepers Guild needs some protection. As you know, the Dung Sweepers are responsible for keeping our city streets safe and clean. They clean up all the refuse at night and water the streets and polish all the lanterns. But unfortunately, this whole gang business has really gotten in their way. And we need your help to keep the members of the Dung Sweepers Guild safe.
Well, I'm all for helping the common folk, so let's do this.
Great. Would you be going by yourself?
Well, I don't know. Do we have anybody else that would be willing to go?
I don't know. I could ask around. I don't know if you want to ask around. This place is full of eager souls.
I'll help you. I walk over to the table.
How you doing? Who are you?
I've heard some news of these two warring factions, and well, it seems like innocent people are being caught in the crosshairs, and I'd like to help.
Well, that sounds awesome.
Perfect. 2 is definitely better than the 0 for this kind of thing. You never know what you guys will encounter at night. So if you're interested, I would just ask you to meet at the Mole Skull Tavern, which is on Ship Street in the Dock Ward. I would like to meet you to meet there at 6 bells, which, as you know, is very early in the morning. It's approximately 6 o'clock. And I'd like you to just keep guard, keep watch over these poor dung sweepers as they do their business for about a week, about a 10-day. And the Lord's Alliance will be ever grateful.
How grateful?
Very grateful. We'll make sure to pass your names around through the ranks.
Wait, this is an adventurers meetup, and adventurers are paid for their work. Well, what sort of rate can we expect?
Well, the Lord's Alliance is an illustrious organization. To do any work for them is considered a high honor.
Well, honors are well and fine, but honor doesn't put food in your belly or a bed for you to stay in at night. Obviously, some sort of compensation will be necessary.
Well, you know, if you make a name for yourself and you do this job right, we might consider offering membership in the Lord's Alliance, which comes with certain advantages and perks.
Well, perhaps services provided would be good. I'm Jin, by the way, and what are your names?
My name is in the back of the book. And I said it. I'm Jalister Silvermane. I'm an envoy for the Lord's Alliance, recruiting adventurers for odds and ends missions, things that the Lord's Alliance requires.
Awesome. I'm Zoltan. Sultan Frostbeard.
Oh, quite armored for a dwarf. I suppose dwarves are usually armored, aren't they?
Always. Especially in a place like this.
Oh, yes. Quite a few interesting people about.
Definitely. So who are we supposed to meet at this Mole Skull Tavern?
Oh, you'll just meet some members from the Dung Sweepers Guild. They'll be preparing for their evening sweeps of the dock ward.
They will know who we are?
Yes, if you just mention my name. Again, Silvermane is my surname.
And we're just supposed to keep watch while they do their work, is that all?
Every morning for about a 10-day. Hopefully that's enough time to allow all this infighting between the gangs to resolve.
But we don't know about coin, though, huh?
Again, doing service for the Lord's Alliance comes with so much renown.
I do need a place to
I suppose
stay.
that means that you specifically will owe us a favor.
I would be more than happy to, assuming that you show up every morning at 6 o'clock, and for 10 days you go out and you spend time with the sweepers. Make sure to jot your names down and keep a record of your service to the crowns of the various cities in service to the Lord's Alliance.
You'll be providing lodging for us while we're there, yes?
I know. I mean, it's early in the morning. It'll be 6 o'clock. And then I assume the sweeps only they're probably done by 10 or 11.
Well, I'm going to need lodging somewhere in the city.
As will I.
Well, there's plenty of fine taverns. You could stay here even if you have the coin.
Yes, that's exactly the question. Do you have the coin to put us up? If you can't pay us, you can at least give us a place to stay.
All right, very well. I suppose with my connections with the Lord's Alliance, I could finagle a couple of things.
Is this guy actually with the Lord's Alliance?
You can make an insight check if you want.
Okay, I will do that. 14.
It seems genuine. Seems like he's actually with the Lord's Alliance. He's very dedicated to the cause. He's not very nicely dressed. It seems like he's very committed to his mission. He doesn't seem like he's getting paid a whole lot for the work that he does. If you wanted to, you could make a history check to see if you know anything about the Lord's Alliance.
Sure.
Since you've been here for a little while and you're a bit more cosmopolitan.
Nope, 7.
The Outer Towner had a bit of...
So you know that they exist. They seem to keep
I've
people
heard the
safe.
name. I don't know. Yeah, they fashion themselves as protectors, and they're also like very political. And...
Yeah, at the upper stratas of society, being a member of the Lord's Alliance seems to carry some weight with it. But for the common folk, you just know that they keep you safe somehow. You're not exactly sure what they do.
Okay. Well, all right. Still 10.
So there's a tavern in the dock wards I could probably secure for you. I believe it is called the Moaning Motel.
Moaning Motel.
Yes, it's not the most how would you say elegant establishment, but I should be able to secure your room for your 10 days of work.
That sounds lovely.
It sounds better than the street.
Perfect.
Yes, quite.
So I'll pass that along. Moaning Motel. And that's it. And he'll write down your names and he'll remind you to meet there at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to keep the street cleaners safe.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Shall we have a round and cheers it to solidify the deal?
Oh, I never drink on the job.
Come on, you can at least do one.
No, I have other assignments to recruit adventurers for.
Oh, I see. Well, duty calls.
Duty calls indeed. And he'll kind of wander off, and he's going to write down your names in a notebook and kind of go on and start talking about other adventures. And that's
Well, we don't have to work till 6 bells, so
Yeah, we have plenty of time.
We're
Hey,
in
what
town.
time is it right now, actually?
Oh, I don't know. What time did you guys get there?
Afternoon? I don't
Afternoon?
know.
I don't know. You're like, I need some work. Maybe I'll just go to the Yawning Portal.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, sure.
sounds
Alright.
great.
Yeah, so you guys have pretty much all night. For this, unless you guys want to do something specific, you could just spend the night getting to know each other and kind of sharing stories, or not. Or you could just be like, see you later, I'll meet you tomorrow at 6.
Well, I mean, I'm fine here at the Yawning Portal right now. Do you want to get around, Zoltan?
Let's
Tell me a bit about yourself.
grab some meat.
All right, and I'll wave down Bonnie and order us a round of ale.
Perfect. Bonnie will get that for you. She's an expert. Even though you have to like shout over the crowd, she like hears you perfectly and she gets your order.
Ah, lovely. Thank you so much. How much does that cost me?
Oh, that's a good point. How much are you drinking?
Well, we'll start out with one round.
All right, 1 round's not a whole lot. 1 round is about 4 copper.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So there we go.
Perfect.
So June, where are you from?
Oh, well, I am.
It's Jin, right?
Yes, Jin. And I come from a crypt garden, the forest just north of here. What about yourself?
I'm about 60 days walk from here
All right.
in the mountains, and yeah, we live over by the dwarven encampments.
You've gone on quite a journey to get here.
Definitely, I've been roaming around for the last 30 years, from village to village, helping out where I
What
can.
is it that you do with your marauding lifestyle?
What's up?
What is it that you do going to town? Are you a salesman? Do you sell something?
No, definitely not. I'm actually Oath of Ancient Paladin, and my goal is to go. I typically go from village to village, helping out wherever I'm needed.
I see. Servant of the gods. Well, that's very noble of you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I serve Bahamut.
Bahamut. He's the dragon, right? The platinum dragon?
Yes. Yep.
Yes. I've heard a bit about him.
God of Justice.
Yes, we elves favor different gods, but Bahamut is quite respectable.
Well, thank you.
I'm sure you do him great honor.
I try to every day. And
Yes.
that's how I ended up here in the city. I was helping a village who've lost a talisman that protects them from natural disasters and stuff. So they said,
You're
"Come."
looking to retrieve the talisman.
Yep. They said I'd meet some adventurers here in the Yawning Tavern. Yawning Portal.
Well,
Looks like I have.
yeah, I guess I am the first one you've met so far. I'm actually I've been in Waterdeep for about a month now, but before that I'd never been outside of Crypt Garden. I lived on the fringes of the forest with other members of my village. Circumstances forced me to leave, so now I'm here.
Oh, circumstances.
Yes. Family business sort of thing.
Excellent.
Cheers,
That happens.
here's to good work.
Definitely. What did you used to do in Crypt Garden?
Oh well, I would help my father. He was a ranger out there, but he'd patrol the borders of our village and ward off any sort of orc bands or beasts that might encroach on our territory.
Noble work.
Yes. Because of it, I love to stay outdoors. I do miss the forests. Being in a city, it's very different from what I'm used to.
This is definitely. This is the first time I've been in the city.
You okay? You as well.
Yep. Definitely. Yeah, I'm out in the nature as much as possible.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah, me and my family, we were hunters, trappers for the dwarven encampments in the mountains. So
nice.
we lived outside of the mountain, would hunt and trap and bring our food and furs into the mountain for them to survive.
It's quite lovely. I fancy myself a hunter as well. My father taught me how to use a longbow. I just sort of like tap the top of it. It's like strung across my chest.
Yeah, since then I've given up the bow. Don't
favor the axe, you see.
Yep. Favor the warhammer.
Oh, the warhammer. Oh yes.
Oh,
things.
My bad. Look at my equipment list, eh?
Wait, what do I have?
What's this again?
So as you guys are talking, a little forest gnome will kind of like hop up on the table, just kind of his little nose popping up over the table edge. And he'll be like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you. Couldn't help you talking about woods and nature and stuff. Have you guys heard of the Emerald Enclave?"
Yes, we have.
Yeah, so you guys can both make history checks real quick just to see what you would know.
Sure. Ooh, not much. That's a 6.
Natural 20.
Perfect.
Hey!
All right.
That one.
So being very woodsy, you would know and could relay that the Emerald Enclave is essentially like the nature protectors. It's their job to protect the woods and the animals of the woods. And that's sort of their role as a faction, and they're all over Faerun, especially the Sword Coast. They're not about making money or gold. They're kind of spread out. They don't really have a central location that they call home. They're sort of a chaotic force in that they only kind of show up when nature's in trouble, and then otherwise just kind of keep to themselves. And so this little gnome will be like, you look new here. I didn't know if you knew about the Emerald Enclave animal pens.
I've not heard of those.
The pens by the front door of the portal. And if you guys look over and you kind of vaguely remember when you enter, there was sort of this side room, almost like a closet. And there was like the squeaking of birds in there, and the scuttling of rats, maybe the meowing of cats. And he'll just say, yes, the Emerald Enclave don't come into the city very often, but they do send in the messages with various missions for adventurers and whatnot. If you're interested, they may be one of them may be willing to talk to you. Anyhow,
and who might you be?
Oh, I'm nobody. I'm just a passerby. And he'll kind of like pop his nose down, and he'll see someone across the room that he recognizes, and he'll waddle over to them.
Interesting fellow.
Yes. It seems we already have work, but if you want to, we could go have a look, see what they have.
I'm thinking we might want to do that, just see what else is available here.
Maybe that's something we can do today before we have to start the other thing tomorrow.
Definitely. Let's check it out.
Yeah, well, we will head over then.
Great. So again, it's just like what I have to describe it. It's like a closet full of like little cages, but they're all open, so the animals can come and go if they want to. And there's just an assortment of creatures here, all just kind of like sitting and squawking. There might be a couple other adventurers in this closet, like talking to a cat, and the cat's like, the cat doesn't say anything except for like one message that has essentially been trained to memorize in common. And it'll be giving him this particular adventurer a mission, or another adventurer a mission. It's just kind of like a place for all these little messengers to come, and then once an adventurer says, oh yeah, that sounds good, the cat will kind of like nod its head and then hop down out of the cage and run out, essentially sealing the compact or contract between the adventurer and the animal and the Emerald Enclave.
All right. I'll look around at all the animals and do I see any birds? Are there any bird messengers?
Yeah, there is. There's there's like a big hawk. There's a little owl. There's a couple little sparrows. It's kind of a mixed bag. And
Do they all have missions?
What was your question?
Do they all have missions?
Yeah, presumably.
So it's just a matter of picking and.
I guess I'll say.
Let's stick the owl.
Yeah. Let's go to the owl.
Great. So you can just go up to this owl. It's just like, whoo, whoo, whoo.
Do you have potential work for us that could be done today or tonight?
The owl will just say, trouble in Baldur's Gate. Adventurers needed to remove goblins in the sewers. Ooh.
Ooh. Goblins in the sewers.
Ooh. Ooh.
How do you feel about doing that, Zoltan?
Yeah. How far is Baldur's Gate?
It's a town south of Waterdeep, about a couple of months.
Oh, it's really fun.
No, let's see if we can find something a little bit closer to the city, like in the city.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look around at all the animals and say, do any of you have any local missions that are needed to be done tonight?
So a little rat will kind of stand up on its hind legs and just kind of like paw its
You
hands in the air.
there. All right. Well, what's your job? What are you here to tell us?
The rat will kind of squeak, and it'll say, outlying farms are being terrorized by a scarecrow come to life. It has slaughtered livestock, chased horses, and spooked farmers. No people have been killed as of yet, so the city guard is dragging its heels. Something must be done.
Well, if that's nearby, let's. This sounds reasonably doable.
If we can finish this in an afternoon, yeah.
All right, so let's. We'll take this one, little rat. And
Great.
You can confirm that Zoltan and Jin will take care of this.
Great. The little rat will kind of skitter off, and you'll kind of lose it in the crowd because it's so small. And then, sure enough, that little dwarf gnome will come back with the rat on his shoulder, and he'll be like, "Oh, so you've decided to take a mission then?"
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Something about a scarecrow attacking on the fringes of town and the farms.
Yes, in the region known as the Undercliff. So you guys would know the Undercliff. So you guys would know that Waterdeep is surrounded on one side by water, and then the other side is pretty much surrounded by a mountain. And the Undercliff is like the farmlands of Waterdeep.
Okay.
And I'm looking at my map right now.
It's like the Bosque Farms of Waterdeep.
Undercliff.
How far is the yarn?
Come to life. Alrighty. Yes, we would like to take this. Can you point us in the right direction?
Of course. The Emerald Enclave would be very, very grateful for your service. So he's going to essentially direct you to Undercliff. He's going to tell you that there's a couple scarecrows coming to life. And he's just going to ask you to spend a couple of nights there, hoping these scarecrows pop up. He's not exactly sure where they are or what they're doing. He's sort of hoping you'll figure it out.
Well, I guess we'll we go.
We can head over there. We just got to make sure we're back in time for 6 bells in the morning.
Yes, that is correct.
Looks like no sleep today.
Well, I mean, we can.
Unless we take a nap on one of the fields.
Yeah, we'll sleep during the day at the Moaning Motel.
Perfect. So it is winter time, so it gets dark earlier. It probably gets dark, around definitely by 7. And the sun's probably not coming up again till 7 again. So it's pretty dark. And you know that you have to be there at nighttime. And let's say just between drinking and conversating, you've been there about an hour. So it's about 3 o'clock now. You guys could go. Waterdeep is a big city. Anything you guys need, anything that's not on your original equipment list, and you want to purchase, you can do so in the time remaining. It will also take you probably about an hour to get to the Undercliffs from where you are now in the dock ward.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to get a rope.
Sure, you could buy a rope for whatever it says in the player's handbook, whatever that cost is.
Cool. I think I'm okay. Well, actually, I would actually like to buy another quiver for my other set of arrows.
So, quiver will cost you a gold piece.
Fantastic. I will get one of those.
Awesome. And it looks like, Keith, that rope will cost you a gold piece, too.
Yep. I'm going to spend 2 and get 100 feet.
Sure. It's a lot of rope.
It comes in handy sometimes.
Would we be able to gather supplies to make a fire for us to gather and sort of keep watch from in the area?
Are you just asking like in the market, or are you asking the gnome?
I guess asking the gnome, and then probably figuring I could ask the farmers when we get out there, because they'll want us to deal with the problem. So we can if you provide us a campfire, we can stay the night and keep watch.
So you could just he'll say, as long as you don't damage the land too badly, don't break down any live trees. Make sure to only take dead foliage for your fires. It should be fine.
All right. Yes, of course. We wouldn't want to destroy anything that was still growing.
Perfect. It will be mostly patrolling, though, I imagine. I don't think if you just stay in one spot, you'll be able to spot anything.
It's true. We just might need some sort of way of keeping warm. Well, I suppose we could get winter blankets or some sort of coat.
Oh, yes. Very wise. Very good idea.
All right. We'll do that. How much for a coat?
That's a great question. So that's a good question. How much is for a coat? So a blanket is 5 silver pieces. A blanket is like a coat. So let's say
I will do that.
5
yeah,
silver
I'll
pieces.
It's good. Yeah, I'll get one of those as well.
Great. So with warm clothing, that'll give you guys advantage on your exhaustion checks, because you guys will be making exhaustion checks frequently in these winter months.
Yeah.
You know that Waterdeep gets very, very cold in the winter.
That sea breeze. We're right next to the water.
Yeah. Snow is probably, falling on the ground by what would be the equivalent of October, and doesn't really leave until like mid-March. And at this point, it's about the equivalent of like November in the Faerun calendar. So there's already snow kind of piled up, big snow drifts. Yeah. Hey, Christian.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm well. I have my helper here.
Ah, hi, helper.
How's it going?
Good. How's
I hear that we're going to be cold all the time.
Yeah, how's the hand?
My hand is fine. Jenny is soaking in cold water right now, and I got her some like Neosporin and such.
Okay. What'd she do?
We were making dinner, and you took like a pan and put it in the oven, and then we took it out of the oven, and then she wanted to move it. And we grabbed it by the handle.
Yes.
Ow! Like right on like the palm and everything.
Yeah. So it's like, because we put it out of the oven onto the burners, so it looked like it belonged there.
Gotcha.
Whoops.
I think I haven't done the exact thing, but I've actually reached into the oven before to grab something with my bare hand, just like an idiot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Forget. Oh yeah, oven makes things hot.
Oh yeah, right.
That's why I have one, right?
I don't know why I didn't think of that at the time, but
So if I'm a little distracted looking off to my right, it's because she's just standing here the whole time.
aw, that's so sweet.
You have a spectator.
I do. She's just trying to find her way over to this bread that I have.
Ah, it's always the food.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
It is her goal in life.
Let's see. I want to figure out.
So I guess I need like warmer clothes, apparently.
Yeah. So these guys have taken on 2 assignments. The first, I know they're very ambitious. Let's see how
Yeah.
do this. The first, how do I want to do this? I'm gonna do this like. Hold on, I'm playing with my camera. I don't know. Why do you guys tell me? What are your assignments?
Well, first we were approached by a guy from the Lord's Alliance who told us that the Dung Sweepers Guild needs some protection in the early morning, 6 a.m. whenever they're doing their sweeping rounds. So they need us to do that for about a week, 10 days.
Week to 10 days, yep.
Yeah, that'll start tomorrow morning. And then the other thing we just accepted from a little rat.
Like a were rat?
No, it's like a rat messenger, and then I went and found this gnome guy. And I guess there's some scarecrows attacking livestock and like farmers' households.
I love it.
Yeah.
Emerald's Enclave.
Yeah, for the Emerald Enclave. So this job's for the Emerald Enclave, the one that we're gonna do tonight.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
Since my character's from off the map to the north,
Yeah.
can we assume I have cold weather gear?
Sure. We can assume that.
Because I was like, what's the most northern part? Oh, the spine of the world? Yeah, I'm from north of that. So I'm assuming I'm a little bit prepared for cold weather.
You are a far traveler as well. You and Zoltan have both come very long ways to get here.
I was like looking at the map, and I was like, I looked at the giant map of Faerun, and I could not find Waterdeep, and I was like, all right, that's fine, just ignore that, and here's where I'm from.
That's funny. So just so you're caught up, Christian, everyone is right now in the Yawning Portal, which is a tavern in Waterdeep that's specifically designed for adventurers. It's where all adventurers come and they gather and they talk and they just kind of wait for missions, or they just hang out. And these 2 guys have picked up their missions just by being here, pretty much.
They were just like, hey, let's be friends.
Well, I think that one of the recruiters for one of these missions came up to Zoltan, and then Jin was just kind of overhearing and was like, hey, I need work too. And that's sort of how they fell in with each other.
Yep. That's it.
And so
I have
a
very high passive perception, so that's why I'm listening in on things all the time.
So,
Jin, do you think we could use another hand with these missions possibly?
It doesn't hurt to have someone else watching your back. I would not be opposed to roping someone else in. We'll look around and scan. Look like if there's anyone else who's just sort of like looking for some.
So the place is just full, shoulder to shoulder, with people in all types of armor, people with all levels of experience. If you guys go up to someone who looks like they actually know what they're doing, they would just laugh at you if you told them their mission. There's like some big guy.
I was trying to think of my character, and I was like, oh, you want me to fight a scarecrow?
But yeah, if you guys are like looking around, you'll see people are talking about like fighting demon lords. Some other people are fighting about like the time they rode that red dragon through the cities. So people kind of have varying experience levels.
Will
Tall
we see
tale
anybody
being
just
told.
by himself, kind of like off to the side, more like our level?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
Christian,
looks like a level 1.
We all are. We all kind of look like green and like out of place.
right? Your armor's still shiny. It's not like you don't have any magical items.
Yeah, there's no wear and tear.
That's on my armor, and that's it.
Yeah. But Christian, why don't you go ahead and describe your character and where they would be in sort of this menagerie of characters?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we should all describe how we look too.
Yeah.
Well, so did you guys look in the Discord? It's like pretty similar to how I'd look.
Yeah.
So I'm like a 6'9", like pale green skinned orc or half orc. You're not really sure. I look pretty full orc to you. And I'm wearing like, I guess it's chainmail, but it's like in the samurai fashion. And I have like a giant odachi on my back, a katana at my side, and then like a Yumi longbow that's just like kind of sitting next to me. And I'm just kind of brooding over a mug of ale, just like not really conversing with anybody else. And I'm just like riddled in scars.
Hey, Zoltan, what do you think about that guy over there? He looks like he's seen his share of action.
Definitely. It looks kind of scary. I'm thinking that's the one we want to approach.
Well, luckily I speak Orc, so I can do the introductions, and I'll like wave him over, or like we'll approach him since he's sitting by himself.
So you guys can describe yourselves and sort of what's your character's name again, Christian?
Hakun.
Hakun. So what Hakun sees as you guys approach. So
well, I am a tall elf with a kind of light copper skin, long black hair, but it's sort of just like tied back at the base of my skull right now. I have a green cloak with my hood down, and I've got 2 quivers full of arrows and a longbow just sort of strapped over my shoulder as well.
And I'm Zoltan, Frostbeard. My character would be in chainmail. It's actually green chainmail. Got leaves and everything else on it. I'm an Oath of Ancient Paladin. And I'm about 4'6", a little bit taller than some dwarfs. And I'm about 165 years old. Weighed about 178. With a little bit tan because I'm outside most of the time. I grew up outside of the mountains, so.
Cool. So as we approach you, I will, in Orc, do like sort of like a traditional like Orc greeting and say, "Hello, honored fighter. My friends and I are looking for some extra help for a couple of jobs we've acquired. You seem to know your way around some weaponry, and we would like to have an extra pair of hands with us. My name is Jin, and this is Zoltan." "Do you speak common?" I say in Orc, because I don't know if he speaks common.
He just kind of like raises his eyes at you. It's like, "You speak lots, godchild."
That I do. It's something my aunt always told me to be quiet more.
She sounds like a smart woman.
That she is. But our offer still stands. Would you be willing to accompany us?
What sort of great beast are you felling?
Well, we have heard tell of some scarecrows coming to life, attacking the farms on the edge of town at the Undercliff.
This sounds beneath the Reaper of Tanos.
It might be, but the scarecrows are killing the farmers' animals, and it is necessary that it be taken care of, and one as mighty as
large,
it wouldn't be much of a
intimidating scarecrow that might go well with my stories.
Well, all right.
They're like one very large one that would be very intimidating and scary, and would do me a great honor by slaying.
Well, as of right now, it's a mystery as to how many there are, so there might be a great number that you could fell and then spread your stories that way.
More scars. I could do this.
Wonderful. Well, we were probably going to make our way over there soon. I'll buy you a drink to show my appreciation.
And what is your name, godchild?
My name is Jin.
Jin.
This is Sultan. I assume we're speaking in common now because.
Yeah, I switched to common. That's what I said. You speak a lot. Godchild was in common, and I just kind of went common the whole way.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
there may even be multiple scarecrows from what I hear.
The great and powerful evil, yes.
Perfect. So you guys are all great. The party is temporarily formed.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a douchebag. I was like,
No, it's fine. I like it. It's like I don't really know what to say, but I need your help.
it's like my whole mission was literally to come down here and like make a name for myself and slay like a powerful beast. And so I'm like, you want me to do a thing for a rat and kill a scarecrow?
Well, it's for the Emerald Enclave. Actually, they're I don't know if you have heard of them. They are one of the many factions that wield power throughout this
power factions. This could do well. Stories of my heroism may travel north. I will join your quest.
And have you heard of Lord's Alliance? That's
These
men I do not know.
They're one of the political powers in the city, and the other job we have is to be guarding the Dung Sweepers Guild. They need some protection in the morning when they do their rounds. Apparently, there's been a lot of fighting happening out in the streets.
This journey is not going well for me.
Well, you've got to start somewhere, right?
I suppose. I am Hakun.
Hakun, nice to meet you.
All right.
Shall we head off? I finished my ale and look at my new compatriots.
I just ripped like 6 shots in a row, slap my face, and then we're good to go.
Whew, that's quite a lot. Do you normally fight having so much drink?
It's the only way to fight.
Duly noted.
Perfect.
Cool. Yeah, let's.
Stay hydrated.
So as you
Do we
guys,
know how to?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Do we know how to get to the Undercliff?
Yeah, Waterdeep is pretty easy to navigate. It's just a long strip from north to south. The dock wards are sort of by the docks, by the water. And then the Undercliff is kind of the other side of the city. So in order to get there by night, again, it's going to take you about an hour.
Okay.
You guys will probably just have to walk there, because I don't think you're going to want to pay for a carriage unless you really want to.
No, we will walk.
How do we roll in this game? Like, do I want like real life dice, or are we using like Roll20, or
You can do whatever you want. I am rolling real life dice, I think.
Me too.
Yeah.
Okay, I can grab my dice. I never get to do that.
And then, yeah, just kind of honor system. I trust you.
All right, seems fair. Hey, sometimes screwing up is way more fun.
Yeah, right.
I can roll a natural 1 and kill my compatriots.
Oh God!
Whoopsie!
Ouch!
We've made a grave mistake.
We should not have invited that orc. Oh God! You know what people say? Don't trust orcs. Whoops.
Whoops.
I mean, my father had to fight them, but I assume if he's not attacking anyone in the bar, he must be okay.
I'm a decent fellow.
So as you guys leave the Yawning Portal, you'll notice that like wind will be blowing in. It's freezing almost immediately. You can see your breath. You guys have to bundle up for the whole hour walk from where you guys are.
I'll light it
to the
first,
cliff.
so we got
I'm in like a tank top and in shorts. Like, this is like tanning weather.
Yeah, speak for yourself. I find this breeze quite brisk.
Oh my God, I have so many dice.
And so you
I'm
guys,
kind of used to the weather, so I'm not too bothered by it.
and as you guys are walking, I mean, again, Waterdeep is a city, so it's filled with anything you could possibly need. All merchants are available. So again, if you guys want to buy anything that's not already on your character list, you can do that. If you guys want to stop in any
You don't have, like,
shops,
any money though, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I naturally start off with like 20 gold.
whatever the Outlander starts with, which I don't think is a lot.
Outlander starts with
I
10.
think it's like 10.
Yeah, it's not a
Is
lot.
it? Do I get any base gold from being a fighter, or is it really just 10?
No, it's just your background. So you start with 10 gold.
Yeah, 10 gold and then whatever starting equipment you get with your class.
All right. Well, I'm crushing it. Loaded. I do have this many D6s, so you know.
You're ready for those D6 rolls.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Don't give me any weapons, Justin, unless they're D6.
Alright, fair enough.
I don't even have any other die.
Cool. So if you guys are just walking through the city, and you're just heading towards the Undercliff, without necessarily making any stops along the way, you would get there by like five or six.
Okay.
Just as it's evening, you guys are all going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw, though, because it is really, really cold, and it's getting colder every second. And so you can all do it with advantage because you guys have cold weather gear on.
Nice.
16 and
19.
21 total.
15. So
Great.
16 is my best.
All right, so you guys all stay warm through your trek across the city. As you guys reach so the Undercliff again is like farmlands, but it's not necessarily an agricultural area as much as it is a place where people who are super rich and don't want to live in the city build houses. So there's like rolling plains. There is some pastoral land with like sheep. But next to it is like these huge mansions. So the people that own the homes probably aren't the ones caring for the land or caring for the animals. And it's very different than Waterdeep proper. But still you'll see like city guards every once in a while patrolling the roads. These roads are still paved for the most part. They're just a little bit more dirty. And you just kind of see the mountain that overlooks Waterdeep, which I forget the name of off the top of my head, but it's gigantic and kind of casts this shadow over this part of the city.
I guess that's why they call it the Undercliff, because it's in the shadow of the mountain.
You got it.
See, I notice things.
If you guys, I mean, you've essentially been commissioned to just wander around at night, hoping to see scarecrows.
Sweet.
Unless you guys have another plan.
Well,
Can I track them? Can I look for like shuffling hay, patterny?
yeah, could we stop and talk to anyone who might know where the attacks have been happening?
Yeah, so occasionally you'll see these little bands of guards, maybe like 5 or 6, just kind of patrolling the street. And you could stop one of those bands and ask them questions if you wanted.
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm just going to track. Can I do that?
So you're tracking hay?
Yeah, I'm just looking for like hay or like weird, like I assume that they don't walk so much as they shuffle.
Sure. So the region of the Undercliff is kind of massive. It's like trying to look
Perfect.
over a whole neighborhood of a major city.
Yeah.
So
I'm not great with people. I'm going to do that.
So are you going to leave the group to just wander, or is it just as you're with them, you're just kind of keeping an eye out for stray
Yeah, that second one.
weird hay patterns?
It'll just be like everyone's like kind of walking around. You'll just like see behind a bush. You'll just see like my ponytail just like sticking up, and I'm like, nope, not it. Like,
Sure.
Don't we have a giant orc around here somewhere? I'm just like,
Sure, you can make a survival check if you wanted.
Ooh, can I help him with that? If I
Yes,
notice that
let's
he's
do that.
looking around.
Yeah, so it
Cool.
will be with advantage.
thank goodness, I got a 6 and a 3, so a total of 9.
There's like hay everywhere. It's pastoral
Ah.
land.
It's an ambush.
12.
Yeah.
I just like kind of probe any like hay things that come by now. I'm like,
Perfect.
have like a huge.
Jin just looks very confused as to like why he's stabbing hay.
We don't have this where I'm from.
You don't have hay?
No, it's very cold.
Oh, I see. Well, the one
Minimal
you-
animals.
Oh, mostly meat eating, I see.
Minimal animals.
Oh,
We eat what we can.
Perfect. And if you guys stop and ask the guards anything, what would you like to ask them?
Oh, excuse me. Would you fine fellows be able to point us in where these scarecrow attacks have been happening? We've been hired by the Emerald Enclave to see if we can deal with this nasty business of animals being murdered and all that.
Scarecrow attacks, one of the guards will say. They call it a laugh amongst each other. The leader of this particular little troop will just be like, we don't really take those the reports very seriously out here. Not a whole lot happens in this part of the world.
Oh, well, someone must be reporting it then. If it must be important enough for someone to report it.
I mean, have there been any deaths?
No one's died. You know, these rich people out here. You're not rich, are you?
I just sort of look at the three of us. No.
They're always making up stories, trying to get more guard out here, afraid in the riffraff from the city will weasel their way out here and rob them.
Do the poor folk have reason to rob them?
Well,
they're rich.
They're rich, yeah, they got money.
I look over at Zoltan and I was like, are we getting paid per scarecrow? Or just to be out here?
I think just per scarecrow.
Damn it.
If we find something.
You could roll an insight check on that if you want, Hakun.
Insight on whether we're getting paid
Yeah.
just to be out here?
Yeah.
Haha! Natural 1?
You believe you're going to get paid a lot per scarecrow just for being out here.
Can we make some scarecrows and then break the scarecrows?
Could you guards put us in the right direction of who's been talking about these sorts of things? Was it one of the rich folk or one of the farmers?
Yeah.
Yes, lead us to your rich folk. There's like the 6'9" burly orc.
We'll escort you to the manse, I suppose. They're all kind of on guard now, and they will walk you to one of the mansions where there's been reports of scarecrows kind of coming to life at night.
Did we see any workers or anything in the field?
Yeah, there's workers in the fields, but by this time in the day, they're probably all kind of packing up and getting ready to head back to the city where they live.
So have the workers actually seen it or not? Or can we talk to them?
You can, yeah, if you want to grab some workers as they're kind of walking by. Again, they're worked all day. They're freezing cold, and they're all bundled up, making their way back to the cities, kind of their commute home.
Excuse me, kind folk. Do you have a moment? We're here investigating the scarecrows. Do you know anything about them?
So the first half dozen people you ask will just kind of ignore you, but eventually you'll get some conversation.
That was rude.
But eventually you'll be able to stop someone, and he'll kind of tell you that one of the mansions, one of the farmhands who kind of keeps watch over the sheep at night, swears that he saw a scarecrow. And that's sort of the same mansion farm where these guards are taking you.
Cool.
All right.
We're headed in the right direction. Hooray!
Yay! So as you guys reach... Huzzah! Creepy. So as you guys reach the mansion, the actual manor lords will pretty much refuse to talk to you. But the shepherd, who watches over the sheep at night, will kind of come out. And he'll relay his story to you if you wish.
Yes.
Cool. So he'll kind of tell you that for the past 3 nights, he's been watching over the sheep, and he swears that he sees movement in the fields. It looks as if the scarecrows themselves are coming alive. But then in the morning, they're back where they were before. Except for some of his sheep have been dying, and some of the local livestock from some of the other farms have reported similar issues.
do they recover the bodies? Are they just found in the fields dead, or
They're just found in the fields dead.
okay?
Are they like partially eaten, or is like someone just like killing for the sake of killing?
Killing for the sake of killing, not for nutrition.
Ooh, okay.
Do they have any of the bodies that we could investigate?
No. They get
Have
rid
they
of...
done any sheep autopsies?
Probably already been taken to the butcher.
Yeah, no, they would process the meat as quickly as possible. Some of the other farms see it as a bad omen, and so they've maybe burned the carcasses or buried them deep underground. This particular shepherd you're talking to isn't as superstitious, and he doesn't want to see good meat go to waste.
Good man.
What state were your sheep in when you found them?
Frightened. I had to find them. They were scattered all over the hills. Took me all morning.
All right, and the dead ones. Could you tell how they were killed?
They were dead. They were covered in blood. Wasn't a wolf. Wasn't any creatures that I know of. They looked to be cut, like with daggers or knives.
Oh dear. That's very strange.
Do you keep your scarecrows with daggers and knives?
No.
Then why suspect the
ravens?
No, they're scarecrows. They're just images. They don't actually do anything.
Looking around, can we see any scarecrows out in the fields right now?
Yeah, actually, and they're pretty common. As you've been walking, you've kind of maybe seen some distantly in fields, sort of keeping the crows away over crops.
Do any of them give me a really creepy vibe?
Not particularly. No
They
more.
have, like detect good and evil.
This
Yeah.
is weird. Are there any places that are sort of like high up or like tall, or like a grain silo, or like anything where I could get like a higher vantage point?
Sure. I mean, this particular shepherd just kind of sits on a hill and watches his sheep. He doesn't really have a place, but there are grain silos and things where you might be able to get a better vantage point. Sure.
Okay.
Go there.
Great.
Yes. I would like to approach a grain silo and climb up and see if I can see any better.
Would you like to get permission to climb the grain silo first, or are you just gonna walk up to a random grain silo?
I mean, if there's no one there for me to ask, I'm just gonna go do it. But if there's like people around, like, is it all right if I scale this for a moment to get a look around?
It's very dark out here. There's hardly any city light. No light pollution from this distance, and everyone's pretty much going to bed or getting ready to turn in for the night. So really, there's no one to keep an eye on you. So you could just
I'm
climb.
just gonna climb it.
Great.
Is it like a full moon or anything?
Let's see. That's a good question.
With that light where we can see?
It's a 3/4 moon. But it's winter, so there's pretty heavy cloud coverage. Doesn't look like it's gonna snow, but it is sort of a passing cloud over the terrain.
So like spots of moonlight, but
Yes.
also like cloudy areas too.
Yep.
Shadow.
And it's just getting colder by the minute.
It's gonna be a brisk evening. I'm going to have a look up here, see if I spot anything, and I'll start climbing up the silo.
I'll just go like sniff scarecrows or something.
I mean, the scarecrows, they're pretty spread out. They're probably about a 1/4 mile, apart from one another.
Is there one near me?
Sure.
Can I go sniff it and like taste a bit of it?
You could do that.
Can I do a survival check and just see what it tells me?
You can.
20?
It tastes like hay.
Can I identify the region the hay was grown?
You're very certain that this is a scarecrow. It's made of hay that was probably grown here locally.
I'm gonna rip its arm off and then come back to the guys.
Okay.
Because if we have to fight one later, you're welcome.
Yeah. And so from your place on the grain silo, you'll watch all this. You'll see this orc walk out half a mile, kind of take some hay off, eat it, tear an
What
arm
the
off at
devil
one
is he
point.
doing?
This is how warriors are bred, okay, guys?
They pick apart scarecrows and eat hay.
That's what I was paid for. Take a bite of the scarecrows. gonna be a vandal.
Perfect.
Cool. Do I see anything else interesting apart from that?
So are you guys gonna set up watch for the night? What's your scouting plan?
Yeah, I'm just trying to, from this point, just sort of see like the whole area of like where we need to be sort of patrolling,
Yeah.
and try and figure out where like a good route would be, so I can come down and we can just sort of walk that throughout the evening.
Yeah, so there's a big circuitous route kind of leads through a bunch of different farms. Again, this area is fairly large. It's probably covers 5, 6, 7 miles, something like that.
Is it like lit?
There are maybe lights coming from some of the houses. Maybe they have like little lamps. But the actual
How about-
farm or pastoral lands themselves have no light.
And like the sheep enclosed somewhere that we could be able to like scout out, or are we just gonna like pray that we see something?
Yeah,
they're kind of
My
just
dark vision is not that good. Yeah, 60 feet, guys.
Yeah, we need to be on the move. I'll climb back down. I'll sort of say that I see a bit of a route for us to patrol. Maybe we can keep our eyes and ears peeled for any animals that seem to be in distress. Might give us a sign if something's wrong.
You peel eyes and ears.
It sounds like a plan.
Well, we will.
You sound like Hobgoblin.
Do we see any herds of sheep or anything that we kind of like follow around?
sure. I mean, yeah, if you guys want to.
Let's just follow sheep around.
Sheep around.
We were paid by the Emerald Enclave to be sheepdogs.
I mean, yeah, essentially you guys are just kind of like wandering this pastoral land. You maybe spend an hour like on the route. So what do you suggest? Maybe we can hang out with the sheep. You like go out
This is
into
like a peaceful. This is
Yeah.
a great job.
you guys go out into the field. There's a shepherd there that's like, what are you guys doing? You guys explain it to him. And this is pretty much how you're gonna spend your night.
I love it.
When we run into a shepherd, would he be able to tell us when the last attack was and where it was located?
That's kind of been scattered all over the place. He doesn't really have a good sense of exactly when or where. It does seem to be localized around that original kind of pasture that you guys went to, that original sort of mansion farmland area.
Okay.
Is there like a pattern, like they're like moving farther and farther out, or is it like they're always going to the east of that, or is it literally just like here's the epicenter and then it's like
Just random points sort of near it.
Yeah, it's just kind of random points.
all right, let's hang out there.
Yeah, and we'll patrol around that general area.
Great. So you guys
We're
are
the three best friends that anyone could have.
Bunch of three randos.
Yeah,
Hanging
we're just
out.
like I just imagine like the silhouette of us just like walking on like a hill, like following some sheep. The moon behind us.
We're counting sheep. That's what we're doing.
1, 2.
and the night just gets really, really, really cold. So you guys will all have to make another Constitution saving throw just for being out in the cold,
With
wandering
advantage?
around with advantage. Yep.
And a 14.
Great.
Ooh, 12.
Okay.
18.
Awesome. You guys are doing great. You guys are staying nice and
Oh,
warm.
really? Sweet.
Purchase of those blankets was a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm really glad we got these. I assume we all have torches and stuff and
Sure. Yeah, you guys could
around.
have some torch
I,
light.
I,
I'm not
definitely-
using a
I will
torch.
light a torch. I will say that now. We have torches.
I don't need a torch.
Perfect. Yeah, so you guys essentially are gonna just to kind of sort of fast forward, spend the night. You have somewhere else to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. But
Oh my
essentially,
god, no.
You guys are spending all night wandering around,
Alright,
looking
while
for
you
sheep.
guys are doing this, I'm just gonna like huddle up between two sheep to stay warm. Be like, wake me if there's battle.
Oh, well, all right.
Did we want to start a fire?
I would not be opposed to that.
Why don't we do that and grab a little bit of stuff to eat and probably not sheep, but
Don't think they would appreciate that.
some
But yeah.
rash.
Oh no, the scarecrows came and cooked your
What happened?
sheep.
Yeah, we'll gather up some firewood and start a fire.
Great. So yeah, you guys start a fire out in the middle of the woods. Again, a shepherd will come by and kind of ask you like, what the hell you guys are doing. You'll explain it to him, and
We're on watch for the Emerald Enclave. Trying to make sure no more livestock get murdered.
He'll just be like, okay,
Boring.
whatever. He'll keep going. Just let's make sure you're not going to kill any of his sheep. You guys aren't bandits.
Stay warm.
Yeah. You too. And yeah, that's pretty much your night. Nothing's going to happen.
I think we don't see anything. We don't hear any commotion.
No, just the buying of sheep every once in a while.
All right. Guess we'll come back tomorrow.
City.
I wake up so well rested, just like
Should have a good nap, Hakun.
nap. I get a full night's sleep. These sheep, it's like beds or whatever. I've heard about those.
Yes, it looked quite cozy. Smells bad though. All right, well, let's I guess head towards our other gig, shall we?
Yes. It's sweet.
Great. So you guys make the hour trek back into Waterdeep.
Yep.
And you guys
What
are
a
heading
glorious life we live.
and you're heading back towards the dock ward. It's like you guys will have to leave around 5 in the morning in order to get there around 6.
Yeah.
Did you guys sleep at all?
No.
No,
we were planning to sleep during the day. Actually,
we're gonna sleep.
We have some rooms at the Moaning Motel.
Motel, yeah.
Well, Moaning Myrtle. Got it.
Right, you can stick with us. We'll make sure you're accounted for.
I think we just got one room, so we're just sharing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, we'll
You're
just
just strangers. You're real tight.
So you guys meet at the Mole Skull Tavern, which is on Ship Street in the dock ward, at 6 o'clock in the morning. And you would see there's a bunch of 4 dung sweepers there, who all just have like brooms and buckets and mops, and they're just kind of waiting for you. They've got
Hello.
Hail!
We-
You must be the one sent to keep us safe.
That is correct. We're
That's
here to
right.
guard you.
1 cent. They knew our price.
The city's not safe nowadays, so we certainly appreciate it.
Oh yes,
What
of
kind
course.
of disturbances have you been experiencing?
Well, you know, this whole gang violence has really made everyone on edge. And since we work in the wee hours of the morning, we are particularly vulnerable to some of the incidents.
Has anybody been hurt?
Some of the dung sweepers got caught up in a scrape about a week back. Some of them got
What
pretty badly
gangs?
hurt. Oh, you know, these criminals. Who can keep track of them all?
Were they attacked?
no
Were they
names.
mistaken? Were they mistaken for another faction, or
Probably
Wh- wh-
wrong place, wrong time. Stumbled upon something they weren't supposed to, and the gangs didn't want any witnesses.
oh, I see. Well, I'm glad they survived.
This is logical.
So we
Well,
really appreciate you looking out for us. If you want to help out, I mean, we've got some extra mops and a broom here.
I
What's
think
the
it'd be
pay?
best if we kept a lookout while you did your work in peace. I'll find a higher vantage point. That way I can shout if I see anything coming our way.
No, sure, whatever. I guess do your thing. We'll do our thing.
Great. I'll find a building and scale it and see if I can just keep a lookout.
Great.
High up.
Yeah, so you have plenty of time to do it. So you can find your footholds. You can take your time. These guys don't move very fast. They just go through the streets and they pick up trash. That's their job.
I
So-
just like loose my my Yumi, just like string it, start to like knock arrows. I'm just like, please, something.
Hakun, do you want to hang out like 25 feet in front of them? And I'll hang out 25 feet behind them just to see if anything comes, we can hit it.
Sure, but I'm afraid I may scare away any potential fun.
Well, that's the idea, isn't it? We're supposed to be keeping them safe. That way,
Right.
only anyone who's really strong will want to challenge us.
Ah, I like where your head's at. Better stories.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll see you on the ground, and then I climb up in the building and I keep a lookout
Yeah,
for any dangers.
there's constantly buildings to kind of leap across, and again,
Yep.
they're not moving very fast, so you can be careful with your footing. So, no real risk of you falling off or anything.
Yeah, you all notice I'm particularly adept at like making my way across rooftops. I feel very at ease up in the air.
I'm
Would
gonna
it
just
be
like
covered in
practice my
snow?
calligraphy.
What was
Would
that?
it be snow covered? Snow covered?
Yeah, there's snow everywhere, and that's part of these guys' job is they're kind of like just sweeping some of the snow up or shoveling it up into piles. And it takes them about 4 or 5 hours to do this. They have a set route that they do every single day. You guys get to watch as the city wakes up. So it kind of goes from like these almost, kind of scary morning hours where shadows are longer. Maybe this a cat, jumps off a trash can in an alley or something, startles you for a bit. And then slowly the city kind of wakes up and you can see everyone kind of milling about. Everyone's still cold. They're all bundled up. But everyone kind of goes to their different occupations during the day. And by the end of the sweep, nothing seems to have happened.
Again, do we get paid per criminal here, or just for being here?
Well, this will be at the end of the week. We will receive
collect.
payment.
And you could make an insight check
Great.
on that if you want, Hakoon.
Oop, fell right off. That's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
16.
Nice. So, Jin, are you telling the truth?
I believe that to be true. I assume we are going to get some sort of compensation. I don't know what it is.
Did you ask if we get paid?
I did several
Someone's like, hey,
times.
will you do this thing? You're like, sure, whatever you want.
We are getting free lodging for the week.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, we do have a free place to stay for the week. So I assume after the dung sweepers are done and they're like, okay, well we're going home. Like, cool, we're gonna go. Me and Zoltan are gonna go sleep.
Yeah, the Dungslingers are very appreciative that you took care of them. They'll make sure that you guys know where the Moaning Motel is. They'll point it out to you. And
Great.
they'll say, all right, see you tomorrow morning.
Sounds
Cannot
good.
wait.
Same time tomorrow.
I will just go and
tired.
play my flute in the morning in the Yawning Portal. Just practice.
Oh, okay, so you're not. You got a full night's sleep, so you'll meet
I
up.
slept. That was great.
Yeah, he's good to go for the day. Me and Zoltan need to sleep.
We're
I guess I'll nap just so that I don't have to. I'll just nap all the time.
Great. So the Moaning
I'm known as the
Motel is a squalid living place. You can barely even call it an inn. There's a main floor. There's like a clerk's desk. Seems like the same person kind of works there all the time. They actually have a little cot behind the desk. They don't even have like a room. They just like sleep on this cot behind the desk and wait for someone to come in. There's one room on the bottom floor and 2 rooms on the top. When you open the door to the room, it's like falling off its hinges. The room's covered in cobwebs and dust. There's only a single bed. It doesn't even have any sheets on it. It's got a straw mattress that's like punctured full of holes. And this will be your one room that Silvermane was able to acquire for you.
Oh well, all right. At least we got a place to
It's
place
better
to
than
sleep.
sitting on the street, I guess. Kinda.
That it is. And I'll pull out my bedroll and just lay it on the floor. I'm not even going to take the bed.
Yeah, I don't want it either. I'm sleeping on the floor on the other side of the bed.
Yeah, and as you guys are
We're
here,
outside anyway.
yeah, as you guys are here, you learn why it's called the Moaning Motel, and it seems like this is probably a place where people bring escorts to spend some time with, and you guys are just trying to sleep through this noise. Seems to be a rotation of guests every 20 to 30 minutes.
My God.
Well, they certainly do get busy here, don't they?
Yeah.
So it's not the
All
most
right, well.
restful sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't sleep. I just enter my trance, so I'm just sort of like sitting on my bedroll, like back against the wall, eyes closed, hands sort of in my lap, with my feet crossed, and I'm just doing my mental exercise dream things.
And I'm all up sleeping with Lauren.
Perfect. All right.
Passed out again.
So we'll play fast forward here. You guys wake up, and were you guys gonna meet Hakun at the Yawning Portal? Is that the plan?
Yeah. We'll have made plans to pick him up there and head back out from scarecrow hunting.
All right, cool. So you guys make that hour trek out there again. Go ahead and roll me some Constitution saving throws.
Natural 20.
Oh,
How's that? That's where you want to use it.
19. I'm good.
you're good.
Ooh, I got 19.
Wow, you guys are super warm.
Oh wait, no, 21.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, 22, I guess, total.
Oh, outdid me.
So, Jin, you are so determined to catch some damn scarecrows tonight that you are going to stay warm all night, and you can pretty much ignore every other saving throw for the rest of the day.
I'm ready. Let's do this.
Great. So you guys head out there. It's the same scene, you know, workers getting ready to leave for the day. There's a few guard patrols. Shepherds are going to watch over the fields. Maybe tonight there's no moon. It's going to be full cloud coverage and just some light flurries of snow kind of falling.
Nice. Well, if there's snow falling, I'm going to attempt to move stealthily.
Ooh, perfect. Using your Mask of the Wild.
Yes.
So
Did we want to go to the mansion and find out if anything happened that night? Anywhere
Certainly.
else that we weren't at?
Good idea. Yeah, we can track and see if anything has happened during the day.
Yeah.
While we rested.
great. Yeah. So if you talk to that same shepherd that you talked to earlier, he'll tell you that the previous evening there was some reports kind of farther away of some dead animals. Just one or two, not a lot. Again, no people have been harmed.
Yeah, we didn't see or hear anything.
He goes, well, I hope you're getting paid well. He kind of goes on his business. Seems like a waste of time to me.
It's starting to feel that way for us. We'll head towards where it happened and sort of localize our route around that in that area.
Sure. So there will be there'll actually be two shepherds. They'll have pulled out some extra duty in this particular field because one of the sheep did die. These people seem a bit more superstitious, and they'll say that they burned the body immediately upon finding it for fear that it was an ill omen that would spread to the rest of the herd.
Yes, we wouldn't want any omens getting about, would we?
No. These things are very bad for business, and once they start one place, you gotta cut them off immediately.
Well, hopefully we can put an end to this once and for all tonight, eh?
So what's your plan exactly?
To hopefully locate whatever's doing this.
And how do you plan on doing that?
By being in the area in which it's happening.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Do you have some sort of suggestion that we could do to locate these creatures?
I'm just a shepherd. I just watch over my sheep. I guess if I see anything, I'll holler.
Yes, please do that.
Okay, I could do that.
Send out the word. If anyone sees anything, holler.
Yeah, we'll do that.
If we patrolled in 3 different areas, like if we split up, would we hear each other if we did see something?
It depends on how far apart you guys want to be. I mean, it's pretty clear area.
Yeah, like would we be able to keep each other in sight and could like wave and like call out for each other? Or?
So if you have dark vision, you'd be able to see each other 60 feet away.
Yeah, but if we have torches.
I know you probably.
Oh yeah, if we have torches, we can see each other moving that way.
Yeah. So what's the distance on torches? Let's look it up.
It's like 60 feet of light, 60 feet of dim.
Great. So, and then again, if you have dark vision, so you could see, approximately 120 feet with
Yeah.
your dim, as if it was bright. And if
I
you
know I
want,
do one, and Jim should, right?
Yeah. We should all have dark vision.
Yeah.
Yep.
well, that's
Oh, that's cool,
convenient.
Oasis, you aren't human.
Yeah.
So a torch will burn for an hour, and it'll give you bright light in a 20-foot radius. So it'll
Ooh.
give you an extra 20 feet, and then dim light for an extra 20 beyond that.
Oh, that was really off.
That's all right though. That at least like within 60 feet, like 20 of that's going to be bright light beyond. So. It'll
Yes.
help us keep a lookout.
Yeah, so to make the math easy, if we just want to say 20 is 30, 20, 30. So yeah, you guys could be like 9, 20, whatever.
Like,
You guys-
are we saying like we can see 60 beyond the, like, so 120?
Yes, we'll just say that. That's fine.
30 bright, 30 dim, 30 dark, or 60 dark.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool.
120 feet.
Yeah, 120 feet.
All right.
Torchlight.
My sheep and I are going to be taking another nap.
So are each of you lighting a torch for the evening?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or
I am not going to.
Well,
this.
actually, the one in the middle could.
Yeah, or we could just light a torch if there's an issue.
I mean, we won't be able to see as well, but that also might ward off anything that's going to cause trouble. So maybe we shouldn't use light.
We want trouble.
Well, that's what we're looking for, aren't we? Yeah, we'll forego the light this evening then. See if we catch anything that way.
great, and you guys are kind of wandering 120 feet apart from each other?
Well,
Yeah,
we
but-
start off that way.
Okay.
We don't have torches, probably about 90.
We'll
Yeah,
just
I'll say we're all within like shouting distance of each other.
Sure.
But we can all get max range on our vision.
Okay. So you guys can definitely do that. So you guys are going to wander, and... All right. This is a good plan. You guys feel much better about how you guys are scouting. And you guys are...
I assume everything went okay. We didn't hear anything when we were hanging out with like the other people about sheep getting murdered, right? Like we didn't miss anything.
There
But
was a couple.
Yeah.
And again, there are scarecrows just kind of like scattered about. As you guys...
Are any of them moving?
I like rip off a leg of every one of them.
Sure. If you guys come across a scarecrow, you could do that.
Rip the leg off. Be like, yeah, fight me later.
Are you saving these appendages, or are you just kind of...
Yeah, Max.
All right.
One around, chew on it.
Perfect. And actually this night is gonna go on uneventfully for you guys too. You guys are gonna spend the whole night wandering around looking for scarecrows, doing some rat's bidding, without seeing anything.
Finding Kelvin's rat.
Well, hey, you know what they say? Don't kill the messenger.
And my webcam just died, but that's okay.
I've seen that.
Oh.
I'm gonna try and turn it back on. Anyway, yeah, really, you guys don't see anything all night. You guys are gonna spend all night, staying up, wandering through the woods, or wandering through the plains, until about 5 o'clock in the morning when you guys know you gotta go watch over some street cleaners.
And I go wake up Haku and let him know that we're going to our other gig. He can carry on about his day. We'll see him at the Yawning Portal tonight.
Perfect. Yeah. So you guys do that, and then you guys meet up with your street cleaners. They're happy to see you. They really appreciated seeing you the other night. And they're going to just kind of do the same thing. They're going to kind of start on their way, sweeping and cleaning and mopping the streets. Did you guys want to kind of have the same pecking order, same arrangement?
Yeah. I'll keep watch from above, and the other two sort of bookending them.
Great. And like they'll
Can
yeah, go ahead.
can I play like my flute for them while they're working?
Sure. They appreciate that. They some of them will kind of like sing songs as you do so.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
I'm a friendly orc.
Can I attempt to move on the rooftop stealthily?
Oh, sure. You want to make a stealth check?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That's pretty good. 19.
19. That's fantastic. You do a
Yeah,
great
that'll do.
job. People like completely lose, especially tonight, because there's just like no moon, full cloud coverage even into the morning, and again just kind of some light drizzling of snow. But eventually the sun comes up, and again another uneventful day for all of you. I'm sorry.
Are you just like rolling like nothing happens?
There's actually a timetable for these adventures.
Oh, okay.
Huh? Can we invite him to clean our room?
During the day?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So you guys are getting back there about 11. Then you have to sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So 8, 12,
It's wake up in
7.
just before
Yeah,
evening.
you pretty much have to. You're pretty much waking up. You're constantly on the move, pretty much. You don't have a whole lot of downtime right now.
Yeah, you guys are living it kind of hard.
Yeah. It's
That's
all
what,
right though.
that's what happens when you take 2 jobs.
When we meet up with Coon, can we see if we can find his gnome?
Sure, you could do that. I'm gonna go grab my charger for my other phone real quick, which I'm using as a webcam. But you guys talk amongst yourselves, make up a plan. I'll be right back.
What I'm thinking is we need to find out what's going on with this gnome. See
Yeah.
about the reports.
He's the one who parceled out this job, saying it needed to happen, and yet nothing is happening.
Yeah.
At least we haven't seen anything. I guess something did happen the night we were patrolling, but someplace else.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, that's what he was saying. That some sheep had been killed, but further away from where they'd happened previously.
Whoopsie.
Yeah,
It was probably when you were sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
might have been.
My
Although I
two sheep were really safe, though.
Yeah, me and Zoltan was like, yeah, let's just do 2 jobs. We'll go from one to the other. It'll be fine.
Seems like a good idea.
That sounds great.
I looked at my coin purse and I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So it's like we need to make some money.
My God, I was just like so I have like no dexterity really, and I was like, ooh, my armor class for a fighter is not great.
What kind of armor do you have?
Chainmail's the starting, so I have
Oh,
16.
16. That's better than mine. Mine's 14.
Yeah.
I've got leather armor.
Yeah,
This way I can move quietly.
for chainmail, it's impossible to move quietly.
Yeah, those disadvantage on stealth checks for heavy armor.
Well, yeah.
You clink wherever you go.
Oh yeah, no, we're not gonna be the stealthy group. I was between this and I was gonna be like a shadow monk. So it's like, ooh, do I want to be super stealthy or?
Yeah.
Actually, I had like 9 different characters I almost played.
So many possibilities.
I know.
All right.
I love the idea of being a warforged who doesn't know he's not human.
Problem solved-ish. Anyway, all right. So you guys are heading back out to the fields, or you guys wanted to find that forest gnome?
Yeah, we're going to see if there's anything going on with that quest that we should know.
Yeah, let's check in with the gnome, see if he's heard anything or.
Yeah, so it takes you a while to find him because again, this place, the Yawning Portal, is just packed full of people, and this very tiny gnome. It's difficult to find in this 3-story structure.
In the meantime, I'm just like finding a rat and talking to it because I got this like third hand from them, so I don't know how it works. So I'm just like, little rat, find your master, deliver message.
That's so funny. My webcam's not working. Anyway, so yeah, you guys eventually find the little gnome though, and he'll be like, "Oh, hello! I'm so glad you found me."
Rat
Yes,
deliver message.
we've spent a couple nights there now and not seen anything. Although there were some sheep killed the first night.
The job was to prevent sheep from being killed.
We know, but there was nothing happening while we were patrolling. Do you have any sort of way we might pinpoint where the next attack will happen?
Well, I do have many messengers. Let's see. Perhaps maybe I could send a sparrow or something to help keep watch and let you know if something's happening and where.
That would help a lot if he could just circle around scanning the skies and then come notify us if he sees anything happening.
I think I could do that. I think I could make that work. Let's see.
What?
He starts like
Feels like it should have been a plan from the beginning.
I agree. This should have been offered up before, but it's fine. We're getting to it now.
It's like, well, I didn't know how capable you were. You seemed like you knew what you were doing.
Well, we do. We just didn't. We haven't come across anything yet.
It's a lot of area to cover. The three.
Yes.
Well, yeah, it's a whole district. It's a whole ward of the city.
And you hired 3 people?
Well, I offered you to help. I don't know if hired is the right word.
Are we getting paid?
Well, I made an arrangement with these two.
Well, the arrangement includes compensation, though.
Well, you know, the Emerald Enclave doesn't necessarily offer a lot in terms of monetary benefits.
But we can expect some sort of service for our efforts in.
Oh, yes,
dispatching
yes, yes, yes. I'll be sure to pass your names along to the other members of the Enclave.
Hmm.
Like,
I'm just gonna like pick him up and just like lift him up, like, you know, to about eye level, so like 6'7".
Sure.
Just use my intimidation.
Go for it.
A whopping 4.
Nah.
And my voice is gonna crack. I'll be like, "You listen here. The Reaper of Tanos needs his money, man."
I respect your need for money. However, we at the Emerald Enclave, again, don't really deal in coin per se. But if you ever need us, you know, you scratch our back, we can help you out.
You
All right.
use my back.
it's true. I don't think he could. He's rather short. I could, though, if you need
Put
your
him back
back
down.
scratched. Don't you worry. Got good hands.
But I have a nice sparrow in mind. His name's Franklin, and I think he'll be able to.
Can your sparrows see in the dark?
I'll make sure that this particular one can. I'll cast an enchantment or 2 on him.
All right.
So
Sounds good.
Can we get this guy's name?
Yeah.
What is your name?
Melanor Fellbranch. Can you let me down now?
I put him on the bar.
Perfect. Thank you. Very convenient. So yeah, I'm guessing you guys will go to the farmlands again. You don't have a whole lot of time between
Can't wait.
missions here.
Yep. Oh, we're going back.
On the
We're
way.
going on
Missions.
patrols.
Oop.
Feeling like a guard with
Brand.
none of the perks.
So it's particularly dark this evening.
The moon is waning.
The moon is waning. Sure, that'll work. Waxing. I don't know. It's going down.
That's waning. Yeah. If it's less light, it's waning.
All right, perfect. Waning. So the moon is waning, and you guys, what's your patrolling pattern going to be like?
Oh, yeah.
If you ask some shepherds, there will be more sheep that have been killed. Again, not a lot, 2 or 3, from different
Wait, really?
areas. Yep.
Shit.
Okay, so are there any areas that haven't been hit yet?
That's a good question. Yeah, it seems like one particular pasture seems to have been unaffected.
All the
Yeah,
other
there.
ones have had killings. Have there been multiple killings at certain spots, or has it been a different place every single time?
It's been kind of scattered. This has been happening for about a week. Some areas have been hit more than others, but there's only seems to be one pasture that seems to be unaffected.
That is
Always,
strange.
or is this just this night? I mean, has it ever been hit?
Not within the past week.
Okay. We should probably maybe hang out there. I'm I gotta go for a little bit. Be right back.
Okay.
We can kind of like have, you know, like one person hang out there.
Yeah, we might want to like split up a
Like-
little bit. Have one person watch there, and the other 2 sort of patrol around
Like maybe that guy is the one who's like sending out scarecrows to drive up the stocks of his sheep, like the prices, you know.
Yeah, if he's able to keep all of his livestock intact, he'll make more money. Oh yeah, let's see if we can
split up. I'll nap over here.
You're not going to keep watch, Cocoon?
No, I'll stay
Maybe
up.
you'll see something that the other two must miss.
Been pretty well rested thus far.
Great.
All right.
All right, so you guys are going to this unaffected farm? Is that the plan?
Yes.
I think we're gonna like have one person hang out there and then do like a circle around.
Okay, so
Okay.
who's waiting? Well, as you guys approach this one farm, you'll notice, unlike the others, which are again the actual manses kind of attached to them are very immaculate. This one looks like it hasn't really been touched in years. The lights are off. The windows are kind of boarded up. The fields look like they haven't been tended to in about a decade. Just covered in snow.
It's this one.
Do we see
This
any
is the
state
evil
scarecrows in the fields that have not been tended?
Yeah, I mean the actual land is huge. It's probably a couple acres, but there are maybe a few scarecrows, maybe two.
I'm gonna rip the leg off of one.
So it'll take you a while to get out there.
Yeah.
To kind of trudge through the snow.
It's like all we're doing anyway is trudging around. So
Pretty much.
All right, so you guys will go ahead and approach a scarecrow out in the middle of this field,
Wait,
out in the middle of the snow.
question.
Yeah.
You're saying that it's snow. Did it snow last night?
There was some light, like flurries, but the ground has pretty much been covered in snow the entire time you've been here.
And this place is like totally untouched. Are there any tracks?
Oh, that's a great question. Go ahead and make a survival roll.
I will also look for tracks.
Perfect. Again, you do.
Huzzah! 17.
Great. So you could actually roll with advantage if you want, Christian, and we'll just say that Tate's helping.
I rolled myself.
Oh, you did. Okay. What'd you roll?
Oh, the second one's a natural 20.
Well, then we'll do that. I rolled 20 total for mine. So.
Oh, that was good too.
Yeah.
Great. So you will find that there does appear to be underneath, even though it kind of freshly flurried the all night the night before and all morning, there does appear to be some tracks in this field.
Orcs.
Seems untended
We're the
to.
smart ones. So are they coming from or to the scarecrows?
They're kind of all over the place, but as you approach the scarecrow, one of the scarecrows in the fields, these two scarecrows are about a mile or so apart. It does seem like the snow underneath it is a little disheveled.
I rip its leg off.
Okay, as you approach it, I'll need you guys to make a roll initiative.
Oh!
I still want its leg. All right. Oh, 18. Wait,
You have
19.
to fight him for it now. I rolled a 17.
Just dexterity.
It's just dexterity, right? Unless you have a feat
So
or
flat
something.
19.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good roll.
All right. What'd you get, Jen?
I rolled a 16 total.
Okay. And the scarecrow rolled terribly.
Good.
You gonna roll for?
I'll let him roll when he gets back.
Okay.
This might be the first game I've ever played of D&D where I actually just don't dump stat strength. I'm always like a caster or a dex fighter or like a monk or I play a lot of rogues. So like, and like my one, I have a hexblade warlock who uses charisma as his fighting ability. So like, I'm
Nice.
like, oh, I could grapple a thing now.
Yeah, you can hold on to stuff and like.
Never been an option before.
It's quite fun.
That's so funny. Yeah, but we're gonna actually go ahead and jump right into it. We'll wait. We'll just have Keith be catching up. He's just hanging out on the driveway of this manse.
Yeah, maybe he's like further off. We have to like call him over.
Check it out.
Yeah. But so Hakun, you definitely get to go first. You rolled the highest initiative.
Huzzah.
You are
Oh, I didn't bust up.
face to face with this thing, and then as you go to like grab its leg off, it just animates, and its straw-like jaw just drops, and you see these large fangs, claws pop out of its hands. It's gonna kind of do like this ghostly howl to try and terrify you.
I just grin like ear to ear with like my pointy like teeth and I'm like, yes. All right.
And you get to do whatever you want.
I'm gonna whip out my Odachi, which is like like Spadone sized, so like I don't know,
Huge.
8 feet long, like huge, like Japanese anime, like oversized sword. And I'm gonna try to murderize this thing.
Go for it.
Oh fuck! I rolled a 5 plus 5 is 10.
10. So this thing is ready for you. You go ahead and sweep this. Well, you guys are in close combat, so you go and sweep this massive thing, and it just kind of like ducks down, almost like Jack Skeleton type. It's just thing. It's just all agility. Yeah, and just swift through the air.
I meant to do that. I don't even think I could do it in the bonus action. I don't think I have any.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, you guys are level 1. You probably don't have. It's probably just one attack.
I don't even have cunning action yet. Like, you can't do anything to the.
Can't do anything.
Did we find them?
Yeah, we found scarecrows. We're calling you over.
Listen, I'm just gonna like point it out there that me ripping legs off of scarecrows is what led us to this discovery.
It's true.
So
You took us up to the scarecrow.
So Keith, go ahead and roll initiative real quick, and I'll throw you in the initiative order here.
Let's see. 15.
All right. Whoa, you guys all did really well. So Zoltan will be about, let's just say 60 feet away, while the two of you are investigating. So.
cool.
All right, Jin, you're up. Unless you wanted to do a movement, Christian.
No.
No.
I want to be right in this thing's face.
All right.
Maybe I'll like move around to the other side of it so that Jin doesn't like hit me with an arrow.
Perfect.
Yes, good call.
Actually, if he hits it with an arrow and it's hay, he's gonna go straight through anyway.
I'll angle my shot so I'm not like directly across from you. I'll
Okay.
move so that way we're sort of at like a right angle.
I'm into it.
Yeah,
Can you
and
go
then
right angle?
I'll pull my bow, knock an arrow, and take a shot at this thing.
Great. So the way I was envisioning it is you guys were kind of like right up next to this thing as you were investigating it. So
Can I
I'm running. I'm coming.
can I back away enough to take a shot?
So you guys were within 5 feet, so you'd have to. You could move back, but it would get an attack of opportunity against you.
I will move back.
All right, so I'm gonna have it kind of It's gonna dodge this giant blade coming for its head, and then it's gonna roll a 22 to hit with
Yeah,
its
that-
claws.
Talent rating is this crap.
And it rolls 2 of these guys.
2. Oh,
It didn't
man.
roll through well, so it's gonna go ahead and slash at you with 5 damage.
Okay,
With these
well.
huge claws,
Ow!
and you're gonna need to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
Oh boy. Okay. That is a 19 total.
All right, you did good. You're okay.
Ah!
All right,
Okay.
so you move your movement back and you fire.
Yeah, and I fire an arrow. Natural 20.
Oh no!
Hey.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
Great. So go ahead and roll, and then just double the result and add your damage.
Okay, so let's see. I need 1 for sneak attack and 1 for my longbow arrow.
Oh, I forgot about sneak attack.
Yeah, because Mr. Hakoon is right up next to it, so I
Good
get my
call.
sneak attack damage. And that is 13 piercing damage total.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Yeah,
So
I rolled a 6 on the D8, a 4 on the D6, and then plus 3.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and shoot at this thing, dead aimed. Where are you aiming on a scarecrow?
Oh man, straight for the chest.
Great.
See if it sticks or if it goes through.
Yeah, so you go ahead and shoot this thing. It just sticks there, and the scarecrow kind of takes a couple steps back. It's a dead shot, exactly where you're aimed, but the scarecrow is still standing.
Cool. I'm going to move as far away from it as I can and keep an eye out for any other scarecrows.
Great. So you kind of already moved used your movement, but you're
Cool, yeah.
30 feet away from it, or whatever you're
Yeah,
moving.
I can be 30. I can be 35 feet away. so
35.
that
Great. That's perfect.
I'm a wood elf. Get that extra 5.
All right. So Zoltan, you're like, I think your movement's 25, so you could be 50 feet away from this thing if you want.
Okay. I can throw a javelin at it.
Well,
Okay.
he was 60 feet away, so he could run and get 10 feet close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
Cool.
Can I run and throw a javelin?
You could run 25 feet and throw a javelin.
Let's do that.
Okay.
24. Will that hit?
24 definitely hits.
Nice.
Let's see.
Oh, I forgot to double the damage for my sneak attack.
6. 6 damage.
That's okay. We'll do it next time. 6 damage?
Okay.
6 damage.
All right. So you throw this javelin and it just kind of sticks into it. And some hay like flies out. It doesn't look like it's doing too well. It's actually just like kind of shedding hay at this point.
Okay. I wanted to be the one. That's why I missed one first.
So the scarecrow is going to scream just kind of like at all of you, kind of simultaneously. In the distance, you'll see the other scarecrow that was kind of, again, about like a half mile away, just kind of animate. It's going to kind of start running towards you, trying to help its friend, but it's pretty far away. It's going to take it a while to get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
They thought standing a mile away was a good idea, huh? Idiots.
But it will look at Hakun, and it's going to go ahead and ask you to make a wisdom saving throw.
It's going to ask nicely.
It's going to ask nicely.
Saving throw. I'm attempting to frighten you.
What does it want me to do?
You gotta beat an 11 on a wisdom saving throw.
I did not beat an 11. I got a 3 total.
All right, so
Beautiful too.
oh no, so you missed your initial attack, and even though you were really confident, this thing is gonna kind of in its death throes grab onto you, just kind of scream right in your face, this horrible blood curdling scream. And it's gonna make you actually paralyzed by fear.
Oh, come on. This is not good for my reputation.
Oh no!
Until the end of your next turn.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
And then it's gonna go ahead and claw at you, I guess.
Oh no!
Since it's got you. 11 plus... does a 14 hit?
It does not.
Does not. All right, so... it's kind of, it's dying, so it's just kind of like scraping at your skin, but doesn't really seem to be doing any damage.
Sad.
And
well, I will whimper.
It's actually your turn, but again, you're paralyzed until the end of your turn, so
I
I'm
will
sorry.
use my turn to whimper.
Perfect. But at the end of your turn, you regain your resolve, and you're no longer paralyzed.
Right.
Jin, what would you like to do?
Can I use a bonus action to say leave this one for me?
If you want to.
I want my vengeance so bad.
Well, I was gonna say, so because I forgot to double the dice for that critical hit, it just would have been an extra 10 hit points because it was 10 total. So.
Whoa, that's a lot. All right.
Yeah.
So we will say that you just hit it this time. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
So don't roll attack. I can just roll hit.
Yeah, you can just still hit. All right.
Okay,
So
cool.
how do you want to kill it?
Oh man. I'll be like, sorry, Hakun, this thing hit me first, and I'm going to shoot it like right between the eyes, or like no, like as it like opens its mouth to like yell at us again. I'm gonna shoot it and get the arrow like right in its mouth.
Great. So yeah, it'll kind of turn to you as you shout, and then just you'll shoot it through the back of its head. Hay will go everywhere, and then it'll just crumble into just this pile of hay. No evidence that it was ever animate or even had form.
And then I will turn my attention to the other one that's running towards us. And,
Yeah, and this thing's like 1,000 feet away at this point. It's really far.
Yeah, I'm going to start moving towards it.
All right.
Do we see any other ones moving towards us?
No, those are like the only two in this field. Again, it's like a huge pasture.
Okay.
I'd say don't run toward it. Just let it come to you, especially if you're like a long range guy. You can just like take pot shots.
I'm trying to get within 150 feet of it, but I'll spend the rest of my turn pulling my ammunition out of this one that we just killed.
Perfect.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, it's not my turn.
I'm going to be running towards them and grabbing my javelin.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, and just for the sake, I'm assuming everyone's running towards this thing until they can hit it.
I'm actually going to. I have oil and flint, and I'm going
Oh.
to pour oil on this thing and flint it.
Nice.
And so there's definitely no chance that anyone knew that I was afraid of a scarecrow.
Great. So as the two of you are running into battle, behind you, there's just like this little bonfire starting,
And then I'll join them.
and then you'll join them. Perfect.
Great. I'll definitely like keep my distance, and as soon as that thing is within 150 feet of me, I'm gonna start shooting it.
Perfect. So we'll just fast forward and we'll keep initiative. I think that Jin probably can get the closest to this thing the fastest.
Yes.
So
35 feet of movement.
25 feet for me.
I know. Yeah. Poor Zoltan's probably only got 25 feet of movement. So.
I'll be right behind you.
But anyway,
What was that?
Your mic died.
Oh, I could shoot it from 300 feet with my longbow. My Yumi.
300?
Yeah.
I think short range is only 150. I mean, we can do up to 600. It's just a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm all about that.
Oh well, then I'll do that too. Yeah, we'll start firing arrows at it.
great.
Huzzah!
Cool. Very cool. Yeah. So you
I'm
can.
gonna land one hit eventually because I gotta do something this fight, guys.
Oh yes, you need to. It's imperative.
I can't let the dung workers find out I was useless, guys. You're my friends now.
So yeah, with the longbow, you fire this thing off. You could probably actually get. We'll just have you roll like 3 rolls before this thing even gets close to you, with disadvantage.
Well,
All
shit.
right.
So that's a 9. Ooh, a natural 20 and a 12. So the 12
Okay.
plus 12 plus 3, so 15 for 1.
15 hits.
A 4 and an 11. So only one of those 3.
All right. And then Jin, you can go ahead and pop off some longbow shots too.
Yeah, my first one is 18 total.
Damn.
Second one, oh, that's not as good. That's a 7 total. And 10 total.
Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
So one of them hit.
I got a hit, guys.
We each got a hit.
And Zoltan, if you were to throw a javelin at this thing too, you can.
Sure. How far am I from it, though?
I don't know. I'm doing rough distance. I'm just allowing you guys to take pot shots at it as it
At
runs
some
towards
point
you.
between before you get there. Woo! I did 8
12?
damage.
So yeah, I should do.
12 hits.
Awesome.
I assume I don't get sneak attacked, so.
No. All right, throw some damage at me.
So I did 10 points of piercing damage for my one shot that landed.
Okay.
And I did 8 piercing.
Okay.
I also did 8.
All right. So as this thing is running towards you, these arrows are just flying through the air. It's dark, but you know it's out there. You can kind of see its shadow whenever the moonlight kind of pops up. And then before it even gets close to you guys, it goes down, and you just argue amongst yourselves who it was that actually brought it down.
It was me.
What's my
Oh
job?
yes, of course it was.
And again, it just evaporates into like this pile of straw and hay. No evidence that it was ever alive or animate.
Well, that's not good. Aren't we getting paid per scarecrow?
we'll take the remains back with us. Do the claws? Do they still look like they have claws and teeth, or did those like go away when they died?
No, everything goes away. It's almost as if it was never there. There's nothing.
I'm gonna take one of the arms that I took from another scarecrow and light from my bonfire and start walking toward the house. That's creepy.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm gonna set this bitch on fire too after we investigate it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So
I'm a little bit hurt though. I would actually like to take a short rest if we can. One
No
didn't
rest.
even hit on me. I got like a gnarly cut like on my shoulder. I just like am like trying to like bandage it up.
Well, I can do lay of hands on you.
Oh yeah, could you? I only need 5 points, so
And that's all I could do would be 5.
okay.
that was
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
Perfect. So you're healed 5 points.
Hooray!
Yay.
I no longer need a short rest. Let's go investigate this weird, creepy house.
Yes.
Cool. So you guys, again, we're gonna fast forward here. You guys are gonna go ahead and investigate the house. You spend the rest of the night investigating the house. It just seems like it's an old house that no one's lived in for a really long time. There's nothing particularly magical or special about it.
Are there any signs of anyone being in here? Or?
Maybe the occasional squatter, person just kind of wandering through. But it doesn't seem like anyone's living here now, and doesn't seem like anyone's lived here for a very long time.
Like a nice house.
It is, or it was.
I was gonna set it on fire, but do you guys just want to retire here?
Well, we actually will probably need to. I mean, yeah, we can stay the night for the rest of it here, but then Sultan and I will need to. We'll all need to move on and go see the dung sweepers.
Right, but I meant retire from the life of adventuring.
There we go. Yeah.
Just become a farmer.
We'll be farmers.
I mean, I don't particularly want to take up the pitchfork, but if you feel the need to, Haku, you go for it.
Nap time. No, my people depend on me. Not a very serious player. It's hard for me to play a serious character.
No, that's totally fine. Yeah, I guess we'll. We could torch the house to the ground. Does it look like it's falling apart, or does it just look like
we shouldn't? It feels like we got hired to protect the land, and if we set it on fire, we might be dicks.
It's true. This could be somebody's property, even if it looks like it's not being taken care of. Okay. Yeah.
Great. And at one point during the night, you guys will hear like a rapping at the shutter of the windows. It sounds like a little tick 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 tick.
Oh, we forgot about the sparrow. Oh shit.
Tick,
Yes.
tick, tick, tick.
We'll come out and.
Yeah, so there'll be a little sparrow there. He'll be like, "Hello." He talks like, "Hello, I'm Franklin."
Frederick, where have you been? Oh, Franklin.
Franklin, the sparrow. Yes.
I see that you lit some fires in the fields.
Yes, we found
you do?
two scarecrows that came to life and attacked us.
Oh, perfect. I will make sure to let Melanor know, and he'll make sure
There
to.
were 6 scarecrows.
6. I only see 2 fires currently.
Oh.
Well, we piled them on top of each other.
Oh, okay. You could make a deception check if you want,
Okay.
with advantage, because Hakun kind of helped you out.
Oh man, both of those are cocked. They like rolled off. Okay. That's a 13 total.
All right, he's gonna be like, I'll report it back to Melanor, and we'll see what we can do. But thank you for your service, and hopefully there's no more attacks.
And I'm in the corner chanting, so I don't hear what they're saying.
Oh, perfect.
All right. Well, shall we head out for our next job?
Yeah, so this is not a long rest for you guys. This will all have occurred at some point, like 10 o'clock in the evening, and you guys know you need to be back to the city by 6, so you've got at least 5 hours of rest between killing scarecrows and needing to get back on the road again.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Took a short nap. Let's see. I'll recover. I will have found all arrows but one. Wait, how many did I spend? I spent 5, so I would get what, 2 back? Oh, so 17.
Cool. And on your guys' way back, you will have to make Constitution saving throws because it is still cold out.
Haha! I got 21.
Nice. With advantage, correct?
With advantage, yes.
Oh, I didn't even roll with it, man.
18.
That's 2 14s. 16 total.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you. I'm good. 18.
You guys are rolling really well. That's great.
So far.
Except for in combat and wisdom saving throws. Some of us aren't rolling that well.
But you guys make it back, and the dung sweepers are there, and they're like, "Oh, did you guys sleep okay?"
No, we didn't get any sleep. Well, not much. We took a nap. We had a bit of a fight with some scarecrows.
Dangerous ones.
They fought back. They were not
Well,
standing out in the field. They actually attacked us, and I showed them the cut on my shoulder.
Oh, yes. I think as a boy I fought scarecrows as well. It was a fun pastime.
Yes. Real funny.
These are about 12
damn
feet
it.
tall.
12 feet tall. That's all.
Daggers for fingers.
That's a,
Just wanted to point that out.
that's a lot of hay.
A lot of evil. Hey.
A lot of hey now.
Monster. God damn it.
Anyway, we have work to get to, and so they'll kind of go about their day.
About their business. Cool.
About their business.
I'll post up on a roof again.
All
Sort
right.
of keep watch.
I'll play my flute.
And being sneaky, if I can.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and make a stealth roll.
Oh, that's really bad. That's a 2, so 9.
Yeah, so as
9?
as you get up there and you're kind of walking around, you're doing all right. You feel pretty good. But again, the roofs are kind of covered in ice.
Ow, my shoulder. Oh gosh, I slipped. Like snow falls off.
Yeah, you knock some snow off. Occasional roof shingle. Not being as stealthy this evening or this morning.
I'm still recovering from that hit.
And as you guys are patrolling, you will hear 2 guards kind of down a side alley screaming. It looks like there's a scuffle going on.
Oh, let's do we need to stay next to the dung sweepers, or should we wait?
I just start running off down toward the fight, like, yes, chance to prove myself.
I'll start moving on the rooftops, staying close to the dung sweepers, but seeing if I can get a better look at where the guards are running.
Perfect. So as you guys go into this alley,
I'll kind of position myself between the dung sweepers and them.
yeah,
About 25 feet.
yeah, they'll have all stopped and are just kind of like waiting for you to kind of give them orders. They're not doing a whole lot. And as you approach, you'll see 2 guards kind of standing over a manhole cover. The one looks as if it's gotten damaged somehow. He's kind of bleeding through his armor. And these are just city watch. So they just have like some light cloth covering them to let everyone know that they are employees of the city. But they aren't necessarily heavily armored. They're sort of like a citizens brigade for the city.
Hello there. What's going on? We heard a scuffle.
Yeah, they're very preoccupied. And the one that's not injured will kind of spin around. He'll have a long pike, and he'll kind of point at you. I guess you're on the roof.
Yeah, I'm up on a building.
I'm orc sprinting at him,
Right,
blade drawn.
Yeah, so there's like this elf on a roof screaming at him, and then this orc comes running down the alley, and then farther down there's a dwarf and a couple of dung sweepers. And he's like, "Hey, what do you want?"
Your friend looks to be injured. Are you all right?
What are you? Are you Zentanarine or Xanathar?
No, we are independent of those factions. We are not criminals. We are here to help you.
Oh well,
What race is this guy?
he's human. Yeah, these
Human.
Just 2 standard humans.
Are you gang?
No, I'm city guard.
City guard. Where are the bad men?
No bad men. There's this creature in the sewers that popped up out of this manhole cover and attacked my buddy here.
Go jump down.
All right.
Wait!
So Akun just disappears down this manhole. The only light you have in the sewer is just kind of from the city lights, which are actually really dim in the alley to begin with. So
I've got dark vision.
okay, so it's still pretty dark.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
everything's dim light.
Yeah, you have like dim light now, up to 60 feet, just like shades of gray. And as you fall down, you like sink into up to your knees, and just like refuse of the city.
Yes. Perfect. Do I see anything evil?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Haha. Got a 12.
Awesome. I'm gonna roll.
I'm not great at rolling, apparently. I don't know if I like this dice very much. I don't think I'm rolling much above a 10.
So as you look kind of down at your feet, even though you've sort of made these ripples, you see kind of ripples coming back at you from somewhere just beyond your vision. So it does seem like there's a very large creature in the water, kind of moving just enough that you sort of see the ripples in the water.
I'm gonna Wait, can I use my survival check to know if the ripples mean it's coming toward me or away from me?
Sure, you could do that.
Oh shit! 18 plus. Like 18 plus 3? Is that right? Yeah. So I got a 21.
Great. So 21, you assume this thing is pretty much just like biding its time. It's kind of like hunkered down in the water, maybe just kind of bobbing a little bit.
I'm gonna light a torch and then just chuck it down the thing.
Great. So you light this torch and you throw it, and the little torch spins through the air, and what's everyone else doing?
I'm going to scream up at Jin. I'm like, where did he go?
Into the sewers, and I'm going to climb down the building and come over to the manhole.
Great. So if you peer down the manhole, again, you can see it's pretty much pitch dark down there because the alley's not very well lit to begin with. And you can kind of see the, black and white form of Hakoon, kind of the top of his head, just kind of standing in some water about 10 feet below you.
Okay.
I'm gonna start chanting the Haka of my people. Do you know what a Haka is?
I don't know what a haka is.
Have you guys? Okay, so if you like in your free time, if you Google the All Blacks Haka, it's like the like Maori people do like a war dance, and it's the All Blacks or the New Zealand rugby team. So before every game, they do like a war dance, and so like oh ah, and they like hiss and stuff. It's like really like crazy looking. And they do it before every game, just like add a bunch of like white dudes playing rugby, and it's like insane looking.
But yeah, they look super intense and scary. It's awesome.
So I'm gonna start doing the Haka.
All right, cool. I like it. So you just hear this chanting coming out of the sewers. The guards that are there are even more terrified now because they don't know what's going on.
I'll shout to Zoltan. Hakoon is chanting. I think something's down here. No, I'm gonna start to like go down. Is there like a ladder down?
There is a ladder. There is a ladder.
I will take the ladder down. I don't want to jump into the water.
All right. you can scoot down the ladder. You can just slide down without actually touching any of the rungs, and sort of land on this very small platform. It's very narrow. That actually allows you to stand without standing in the actual water.
Cool. That's where I will be.
It's very narrow though.
I will ready my bow.
Okay.
I'm going to go at the dung sweepers. Like, stay here, and then follow.
They'll be like, sure, just don't make a mess.
Yeah, and I'm going to follow Jin in, and same way.
All right, kind of slide. All right, so you have to like make some room as this dwarf kind of comes clambering down, and this very small ledge. It's only about 1.5 feet, maybe.
I imagine those two just embracing. And I'm just like sitting down here like,
Great. And you'll kind of hear like this low hissing. All of you will sort of hear this now, coming from sort of where Hakoon is staring. It's kind of echoing off the walls and it's mingling in with the chant.
Do I see what it was with the torch?
Oh right, you threw the torch. I forgot about that. I cut the scene for dramatic effect and I completely forgot. So the torch flies through the air, and just before it lands in the water, you do see this large bug-like creature with these large black eyes kind of staring back at you, and it sort of is going to look like, where is it? Like that thing.
Ooh.
I don't know what that is.
And it's terrifying, but the torch will go out as it sinks into the puddle of water.
I'm gonna start I just draw my blade and start walking toward it, and I just start like chanting.
All right.
And it's like, I am Hakoon Valoris, the Stained, firstborn of my mother, Elia Snow Sparrow, Valkyrie of the Valkyrie spires north of the spine of the world, south of the fallen city where the winged horror flies, brother Asi the Quiet, breaker of Tanis, which once stood by the water, and I will destroy you.
If this thing spoke a language, I would have you make an intimidation check with advantage because that was freaking awesome. And I'll also give you inspiration because that was beautiful.
Nice.
I got a couple of my quotes written out.
And we're gonna go ahead and roll initiative.
Hooray!
All right, I got a solid 10.
Really bad. That's a bad initiative.
I got a 10.
I got a 6.
16.
Oh, come on, everybody. You can do better.
Nope, not today.
Alright, well, this creature did very good.
Oh joy. Well, I'm glad Hakun is the one approaching it right now.
All right. So as you approach, you're just gonna see this splash of water, and let's see. Let's say you're gonna get 30 feet ahead of everyone else just through your chanting, and because fortune favors the brave. So you're about 30 feet away from this thing, and it's gonna go ahead and skitter up onto the ceiling, as if it's not a problem at all, and it's just gonna skitter across the ceiling towards you. It's got more legs than you can count, like a centipede, and these long tentacles that come out like a beard. And it's gonna go ahead. It moves quickly across the ceiling, and it's just gonna go ahead and attack you. So,
Goody.
Goody.
Do we have a bard that can use cutting words, or?
Nope.
So with its tentacle, it goes ahead and it rolls a 22.
That's gonna hit.
Yeah, which I'm gonna. So these large, slimy tentacles are gonna come down and try to wrap themselves around you, and they're gonna kind of whip at you a little bit.
Please tell me I died at one hit after that chant.
And you're gonna go ahead and take 6 poison damage,
Not dead yet.
and I'll need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good. At least Constitution's the saving throw I'm good at.
Right. Yay, fighters.
Oh, I rolled a nat 18. Plus.
Nice.
Constitution is 5, so 23.
Perfect. So you can feel that this thing's got some kind of poison on its tentacles, but as it tries to seep through your skin, you just rebuff it through pure masculine energy.
I will be taking these tentacles.
Flexed his muscles and the poison got scared.
And then it tries to snap at you with its teeth at the same time, but it only rolled an 11. So it can't quite coordinate in this tight space. But it is kind of suspended above you at this point. And then Jin, it's your turn. This thing's about 30 feet away from you.
I think Zoltan, he rolled a 16.
Oh, you're right.
Didn't you roll a 6, Jin?
I rolled a 6. Yeah, I should be last.
You're right. I was looking at the wrong initiative. All right.
I'm going to get blooded.
All right, Zoltan, go for it.
So I'm gonna grab my javelin.
Okay.
And throw it. And I clearly missed with a 2, 7.
No, this thing's just like skittering. This is its home. This is like its lair. It's very familiar with this fighting in this environment. And as you throw the javelin, it just kind of scoots to the side, and the javelin shatters against the ceiling, and then falls into the water. This
Gross.
sewage. All right, now it's Hakun's time.
Thank goodness. Okay. I'm going to use my Odachi, and I'm going to do a 22.
That definitely hits.
Okay, so that's 2d6. So that is 9 plus 3, 12 damage.
Okay. 12
So I'm
damage.
just kind of like standing underneath it. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're hacking at it. Maybe you get one of its tentacles. It's got all these tentacles for beards. You knock one of those off.
I mean, I'm actually like, despite being like a giant hulking orcish brute, I'm actually like my sword thrusts, if I ever land one, look kind of calculated and like practiced rather than just like brute force.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, so maybe you're like going for its head, or you're going for something vital. It's able to move just enough to prevent you from like slitting its throat as you swipe. And then Jin.
Ooh, wait. Question.
Yeah.
Is it at all... I don't think until I have like battle maneuvers I can do anything cool like this, but would I be able to like try to pin it to the ceiling with like a sword stroke? Like again, I think that there are skills that allow you to do that, but
I think there are. If you roll a 20, I'll let you try.
all right. So if I roll,
Yeah.
all right. Hey,
Jin,
not roll a crit.
what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna think to myself. He said I talk a lot, but he just said a whole bunch. Never mind. And I pull out pull out an arrow and take a shot at this thing on the ceiling.
Perfect. Go for
I
it.
get excited when there's battles.
Ooh, nice. That's a 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
Cool. Do I get sneak attack? Because Hakun is
You
right
definitely
next
get
to
sneak attack. Yep.
it? baller.
I felt like a
Let's
sword in it.
go.
I think it's threatened.
Oh man, well I rolled a 1 on the D8, but I got 5 on the sneak attack, so that's 9 piercing damage total.
All right, 9 piercing damage. So yeah, one of your arrows just kind of sticks in the. It's like a long worm with just like little tiny legs, and it comes in. It looks like you've punctured something, and this dark Icarus blood just kind of pours out, dripping into the sewage below.
All right, I will hold my spot.
All right, math. All right. And it's going to go ahead and try and attack Hakoon again, I guess, because Hakoon's there.
Die soon, guys.
It didn't roll so great. On the tentacle roll, it only... Oh, it rolled a 16. I lied.
Oh, that hits.
Oh, yeah.
So again, it's going to kind of whip at you with its tentacles, and it's going to roll 6 poison damage again.
Are you kidding?
As one of them kind of whips you.
Well, luckily, guys, I'm down to 1 health, so we're golden.
Oh man.
And I'll need you to make a Constitution saving throw again.
Oh, Jesus. I got a 10 plus 5 is 15.
All right, 15 does it. So again, it just
Oh, thank
you're
freaking God.
so upset. You're just fight away the poison. Nothing's gonna stop you in this moment. And it's
Except for the next attack.
and again, it tries to bite at you, and it just can't seem to get its jaws on you. It's got these little tiny insect teeth, but there's just rows and rows of them.
So what I'm learning is if the other, I think we have a sorcerer who's going to join us, but if anybody else hasn't decided, we need a cleric.
Oh yeah, we need some more healing. Yeah, we have a paladin for some healing, but we'll need someone with more.
All right.
I'm
Cool. Zoltan, it's your turn.
Okay, and I'm going to see that he's really hurt. Hakoon's not doing so hot, so I'm going to run over to him and put my hands on him and heal him for 5.
Okay, great. So you you have to jump into the puddle of sewage because you can't
That's
really.
probably up to my neck.
Yeah, so you're just like wading through sewage, but I'll let you do it without any difficulty. You just kind of put your hand on Hakoon's, I don't know, thigh, and heal him.
Thank you, little friend.
This is disgusting.
Great.
I think that's all I can do, right?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Hakoon, it's your turn.
Oh, sick. All right, Spadone. 15 plus 5 is 20 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And then, I got another 9 plus 3 is 12.
Great.
12 more damage.
All right, so you're just stabbing up at this thing, and you get your sword right into its eye, and it just kind of bursts like a grape. It just kind of covers you with this black Icarus blood.
I'm excited. I start to try to lick it, and then I realize that there's poison, and I think better of it.
Perfect. All right, Jin.
Yes, sweet.
Jin's a little grossed out by that, but he's going to take another shot at this thing.
Oh wait! I have a bonus action I can do.
Oh yeah, you can heal
I have
yourself.
a second wind.
Oh yeah.
As a bonus action, I can regain 1d10 points.
Plus your fighter level.
Plus my fighter level. You're right. I told you, I've never done a strength character. A 5
worries.
plus my fighter level of 1 is 6 more. Oh my god, I'm almost full health.
Hey,
What?
you're
Oh my
doing
God.
fine.
Wow.
And so I rolled to attack. I rolled another 21 to hit.
That definitely hits. That's awesome.
Nice.
Cool. And with my sneak attack damage, I'm gonna do that's 7 plus 3, 10 points of piercing damage.
Awesome. How do you want to kill it?
Yes. Well, since Hakoon sliced the other eye, I'm gonna aim for the one that's not damaged and shoot my arrow at that and try to get it into its brain.
Great, perfect. So it goes ahead and it pops right in the corner, and the thing just kind of skitters and it can't see. It's blinded for a moment, very disoriented, and then just plops down into the sewage. And there's this big splash from this large monstrous
Wait, can I
worm.
catch it?
You could catch like its head. It's a large creature.
Oh, I'm dragging this thing out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take this out.
This is my kill.
But yeah, so you're all like, there's just like this tidal wave of sewage that sweeps.
I hop up onto the ladder to keep it from like crushing my boots.
Perfect. It comes up like right to your boots and then kind of recedes.
Oh my god, wait, so that means that cheddar cheese is like under.
Probably. Holding my breath.
Yeah, poor Zoltan.
I'll pick him up.
Like this tidal wave of sewage goes over his head.
I'll pick up Zoltan in one arm, and I'm just like dragging the creature with the other.
Perfect. So eventually you guys make your way out of the sewer. The guard.
Yeah, we like haul this thing up with like some rope and stuff.
Great. And there's some more guards have come now, and they'll help you kind of get it out, and they'll thank you and clap some hands on your back.
Can I
Any coin?
so this might be a stretch, but this is kind of a thing I'd love to be able to do. As a like hunter, gatherer, forager, and like a wild man in the Outlands, I feel like there's not a whole lot of things around, and so we use like every piece of the beast, right? Like when I kill a thing, I like take out the pancreas, and like the pancreas is good medicine. So like, can I scavenge for parts on this thing and just like go to an alchemist shop or like see if I can get some of its venom sacs for like blades?
Yeah, there might be poison glands you can get at.
Yeah, you could definitely do that, and if someone wants to help Hakoon do that, because I know we've got a lot of kind of wilderness people in the party.
Yeah, I will help out with that.
Okay.
Is that a
We're gonna
survival?
use it. Yeah, we're gonna do a nature check,
I'm less good at that,
and I'm
but
gonna
okay.
give you an advantage from having Jin help you out.
Okay, so that's an 11 and an 18.
Great.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so with an 18, you're kind of able to find these little poison sacs. They're just like they're just like these gross sacs with very loose membranes. But you find a way to kind of detach them and carry them around with you.
The two?
Yeah, 2 sacs, one for like either side of its throat. That seems to.
What kind of creature is this?
It was called a carrion crawler.
Ooh.
Yes.
Alright.
Looking around in the sewer, is there anything else sort of nearby? Like, can we tell that this is like where it was nesting, or?
Yeah, if you guys wander around through the sewers, you will find like maybe a little alcove filled with tiny bones that this thing looks like it's kind of made for its home.
Cool. But nothing like of value.
Not in this particular area, no. Well, I guess each of you will probably, if you want to share the spoils amongst the remains, you would probably find like 2 gold apiece.
Sick.
Cool.
I mean, that's yeah, that's 20% of my current wealth. So 12 gold.
Nice.
Perfect. And that's it for your side quests. Both of the people that awarded you the side quests will kind of seek you out at the Yawning Portal if you guys make your way back there.
Yeah.
They'll thank you for your service on behalf of their respective organizations, either the Emerald Enclave or the Lord's Alliance, and they'll keep you in mind for future missions.
Do we get any sort of pay? Do they give us like just like a voucher that has like their symbol on it? It's like, we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, Silvermane will offer you a discounted price at the Moaning Motel if you want to stay there.
Lovely.
He knows that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I ask the Lord's Alliance who owns that like abandoned, lovely mansion with all those lovely grounds?
This particular individual, Silvermane, doesn't know. He could do some more research for you if you want. Might take him a couple days.
Yeah.
He could get you that information.
I'd like to know who owns that.
Perfect. He'll get back to you.
Sweet.
But yeah, if you guys wanted to stay at the Moaning Motel, he could get you a rate of 5 copper pieces for one of those rooms a night.
Or we can stay in a cabin for free.
I mean, yeah, like if it's all the same to my compatriots, I don't mind staying in an abandoned house. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's a sweet house that we're gonna stay in.
Great.
We'll decline his offer.
I kind of want to just like own that house, guys.
Maybe there's a way that we can. Who knows?
Yeah, and I guess just for the sake of time, eventually you'll learn that it is owned by a family. It's the deed is to a family, but they moved away a long time ago. But technically, they still own the house, but they now live in Neverwinter, which is in the north.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send them a beautiful. I would like to write a beautifully written letter
Okay.
with calligraphy,
All right.
inquiring about the purchase of this building.
You can make a persuasion check if you want.
Well, balls. Can I ask one of my friends to help me with it?
If they want to help you.
Yeah, sure. I'll give him some pointers on like good grammar or like fancy terms to use.
Well, I got a 14 from my first roll and a 3 from my second. So.
Nice, good thing. That's cool. All right, so with the 14, you write a very convincing letter, and it's going to cost you a silver piece to have it shipped.
Deal.
Okay.
There goes
Just
some of my wealth.
1/10 of a gold.
All right. So now I have is 1/10. So it's. Right.
Yeah, so 10 silver pieces equals 1 gold.
So I have 11 gold and 9 silver now, guys.
There you go.
Perfect. Yeah.
And then by the way, though, I sign it with my full name, and my full name is, of course, Halkun Valores.
The whole thing that you told the carrying crawler that couldn't understand
One
you.
of my mother, alias Snow Sparrow of the Valkyrie Spires, north of the spine of the world, south of the fallen city where the winged horror flies, brother to Asher, the quiet breaker of Tanos, which stood by the water.
That's like a whole separate page.
Yeah,
Of,
that's my
this-
signature.
this-
He like signs the back.
And also like, Slayer of carrion crawlers.
Perfect. Cool. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna wrap up because it's almost 9:30.
Yep, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing. Sorry it wasn't super exciting.
No
These
worries.
are
It's fun.
actually adventures I was gonna skip. They're supposed to be like in between adventures between the main story, and I'm like, they seem really boring. Most of them are like, you go 9 days without seeing anything, and I'm like, what?
That's a long time.
That's a long time to roleplay nothing happening.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys decided to take 2 missions, because otherwise it would have been torturous.
Yeah. We kept a rough schedule guarding a bunch of places.
I don't even know what to do with my life now that I don't have 2 jobs to master.
We're gonna sleep. That's what we're gonna do.
But next Sunday we'll actually be able to do like actual adventuring stuff that's tied in.
Cool.
But thank you for.
Do we get any EXP?
You guys will all be level 2 at the end of today.
Yeah. Cunning action.
Everyone's gonna start off at level 2 then? Or are we actually just ahead of everyone?
You'll be ahead of everyone.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can do spellcasting
Perfect.
Nice.
and my fighting stance. Sweet.
Yeah, I got a fighting stance now, which will help out a little bit.
Uh,
Wait, did I already have a fighting stance? I don't remember.
Yeah, you have a fighting style level 1 for fighter.
It just never came up. I didn't hit very often, so the 2 times I hit, I didn't roll any 1s or 2s.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Extra damage. Nice.
So for hit points at higher levels, I'm just gonna trust you guys to roll and accept your fate. Unless you roll a 1 or a 2, in which case you can re-roll.
Well, I got a 6.
Okay.
I got an 8.
Perfect.
8 plus 2. I think that puts me up to 20.
16.
What?
What am I rolling?
Not
You're
bad.
a paladin, so I think you roll a D10 plus your Constitution modifier is your new HP.
Oh, okay. 2 8.
You have 20 HP as a rogue?
I know, yeah. Because
Damn, son.
I know. I
I have
rolled
2
that
health
8.
more than you.
Yep. 8. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and work on that. If you guys need help, let me know. Thank you again for playing. Thanks for troubleshooting technical difficulties in the first 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, no worries.
I think Google Hangouts is going to work more than Discord, but we'll probably keep chatting on Discord because I like it.
Yeah, we can like set up everything on Discord, and then we'll just when we play, we can use Google Hangouts. I'm fine with
Yeah, I
that.
like Discord better.
And maybe it'll work next time. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I
actually
gotta-
be able to see each other.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, that's a good point. Anyway, thank you all. Christian, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Because it's been
I've
like
like
a decade.
randomly seen you do some of the stuff like this on Facebook, and I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you
Yeah, thank you for running this.
Yeah. We'll get to the actual adventure again next time, and it'll be more exciting. There's a lot in here. We're gonna skip a lot, and I'm gonna kind of do a lot of fast forward stuff. Like, you talk to this character, and then fast forward. So
I'm gonna work on some ridiculous quotes because I only have 4 right now.
we'll give you lots of opportunities to use them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
So, but seriously, do yourself a favor, Justin, and Google the All Blacks haka.
All right, I will. It sounds terrifying.
It is. It's really cool.
Kind of like crazy because it's like a bunch of other people who are like just modern day normal people just like staring at these dudes who are just doing this crazy like war dance, and you're like, we're just gonna play a sport, but okay.
That's awesome.